devagar e de mansinho. Depois rola o beijo e acelera. Foi troca de olhares no cantinho. Pegou minha cintura, então já era. Chega devagar e de mansinho. Depois rola o beijo e acelera. Foi troca de olhares no cantinho. Pegou minha cintura, então já era.
switch this on. And so never take your eyes off, like just stare into the camera. Don't ever look away, or you can, but when you're addressing them out there. I'm Gordy. Nice to meet you. Adam.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2025 Speedway Australia Awards here at the Star Casino in Brisbane. I'd like to welcome everyone here, and just before the show kicks off, we're going to head into the room at 6:30. I'm just going to have a walk around and chat to a few people on the red carpet before we head in. So let's see who we can find. We're just going to head over here to Mr. Sprint Car, we call him at the moment. This is Jason McGyver, who's the president of the SCCA. Welcome, Jason.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
You got to give me more than that.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying the proceedings so far, mate?
Yes, this is great. It's a fantastic turnout here. Everyone's all dolled up and can't wait to see who we honour tonight.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So this year, obviously, you've taken the role of running SCCA, taking the president's role. How's that been for you?
Oh, I'm not going to lie, mate. She's been pretty challenging, to be honest. There's a fair behind the scenes things going on, and taking on the Australian titles and trying to progress the association forward as a whole. It's definitely got its challenges, but we've got a good team. We're all working well together, the state member clubs. Looking forward to another year.
Yeah, brilliant. And so obviously last weekend we announced some of the Australian titles for both the 360 LS and the 410. So what do we got lined up for that?
Yeah, so we're going to have Toowoomba Speedway for the 26-27 Australian titles in early December. And then we've got Avalon Speedway in 2027 around April. But looking forward to getting to Mount Gambier in January, and Toowoomba, back at Toowoomba for the 360 LS title in April, I believe, March or April. Yeah,
good. No, that sounds really good. I'm going to keep heading on. I'm actually very privileged to get this role tonight because I know Walid Ali's out of a job at the moment, so I'm surprised they didn't pick him. But look, last year I think we did a good job, and we got an award coming, haven't we, Benny, for the red carpet for 2024? Maybe, yeah. I just wanted to talk about it now because I'll be emotional on stage when they call my name. I'm going to keep walking. Actually, we've got the guys here from the SA Motorsport board, and they knew I was coming. We got Naomi, Beck, and Nathan here. So welcome. How are you guys? You? Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Scrubbed up and looking beautiful. So, these guys were, I suppose, the backbone and the whole organisation of a fantastic event that we had this year at the Adelaide 500, where we got an opportunity to showcase Speedway and sprint car racing to the motorsport masses, and these guys were the driving force. So, basically, Nathan comes up with all the ideas, makes it an absolute mess, throws it on the table and makes Naomi pick up the pieces. So they do really well together, and you pay, and she pays for it. So just ticks it off. So no, great team. So what? Obviously we've announced that that's going forward this year in November. So we're doing another round of the Napa Speedway there. So which is great. And what do we got planned, Nath?
A lot of dirt.
More dirt. More dirt than last year, yes?
No, it'll be good. We're excited about it. You know how excited we get about these things, and we've got a good group of people behind us, so we'll push hard and make sure that we put Speedway on show again.
Yeah. So you got a pretty good guy in Adelaide that helps you as well from the sprint car side of things, haven't you? Yeah.
Jared, I think.
Right. All right, and I'm going to head over this side, and we'll switch it up. So, I mean, obviously, you guys are tonight in the running for an award of best support category with the supercars supporting the Speedway. Are you guys excited about that?
Very excited.
Good. All right. And so yeah, this year, obviously, a way bigger bill, bands-wise, everything like that. We've got AC/DC coming. We're obviously planning a lot more on the Speedway side of things. We've got speed cars and then the junior program. So tell us a bit more about that.
Yes, I thought obviously Adelaide Grand Final now is a good opportunity to showcase the youth of motorsport. So why not give the juniors a go to have a crack?
And what better way? Like, I mean, on the Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be filled with a junior program of junior sedans, junior Formula 500s, and just showcase that to the motorsport public and just show what the breeding ground is that we've got that leads to the sprint cars. So that's brilliant. All right, I'm going to move on. I'm going to find somebody else. Thank you, guys. I'm just getting waved over here. So we've got the Prez and the Outgoing Prez. So we've got, I suppose, wingless Australia or AWSR, and thank you. It's hot work. This. Thank you. Have you got any makeup? So guys, yeah, thanks for coming tonight. How are you guys enjoying it so far?
Yes, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic night. Plenty of people turned up. Everybody's dressed appropriately. So yeah, looking forward to a good night.
Yeah, awesome. And obviously you're walking down the red carpet in a minute. Who are you dressed by?
I'm dressed by Daryl Sloan, the president. Nobody in particular, mate.
Right, so you sewed that up yourself?
I actually dressed myself.
Right, perfect. And Scott Yallop, obviously, the outgoing president of AWSR, done a fantastic job over the last few years. I suppose time for a bit of a break for you?
Yeah, it's, I pretty much put 6 years in the national role. As every division, I need a bit of change, someone new, someone with a bit of spark. So I thought it was time for me to step down, relax back from that position for a while. So Pete Granger's come in, he's the new president. So hopefully I'll take it to the next level again.
Yeah, and look, it's exciting him coming in. We saw last weekend he's got some pretty good dance moves and he can sing too. We saw that last weekend. Yeah, that was brilliant. So that's good. All right, I'm going to keep moving, guys. Thank you very much. Let's have a wander around. Who else have we got here? Lauren? Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to head over towards the bar over here if you're following me. And I've got Lauren Nelson here from Bordertown Speedway. How are you? Good evening and welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. We're very excited for tonight.
Now, you're looking absolutely fantastic tonight. Normally I see Lauren at the Speedway, and we don't dress quite like this, do we?
No, definitely not.
So, just get a look at that.
You're looking for yourself.
Thank you, thank you. So Lauren, Wayne, and a massive team of people got together and basically remodeled, I suppose you could say, the Bordertown Speedway. So Bordertown Speedway in South Australia, on the border of Victoria, a speedway that's been established in there for quite a long time. And these guys sort of got together after the club got a bit quiet and decided to rebuild the speedway and have put their heart and soul into it and made it what it is today. It's fantastic. It's the track's actually a world-class track. I think, did you guys just get drunk and watch Field of Dreams one night and decided to just do that?
Wayne had a dream and I had to come along for the ride because there was no option really.
Yeah, so and non-negotiable. Yeah, and so obviously, like, the whole community's gotten behind this and Bordertown. What's it done for Bordertown itself, do you think?
Oh, it's been phenomenal. The whole community's rallied behind it. We've got a couple of young kids that helped build it with us tonight, so we're really excited to be able to bring them here. Yeah, the whole community did it. Without the community, we would not have it, so yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you. Look, I was going to talk to Wayne, but I got way more words out of you, so thank you very much. We're going to keep moving. Let's have a look here. Kim and Mick, here we are. Come on over. How are you guys? So these are now... Thank you very much. These guys are the, I suppose we could probably say now, ex-promoters of Lismore Speedway. So on Monday, they hand over the keys. They've done a fantastic job for the last few years there at a track that I suppose needed a lot of support and backing and pushing, and you guys have done it and made it what it is. It was brilliant before, run by David Lander. So how have you guys, I suppose, moved on now? What's your plan?
Just semi-retire. No, just go back to our little Pottsville life that we just cruise along, and yeah, we'll do something, but not until February.
Yeah, okay. So obviously February, keep your eyes out. They're doing something. Yeah, and so sprint car racing. So getting back into it. So obviously this is a family full of races. So it's probably good for you guys just to kick back and actually just concentrate on your racing. Give us a little bit of background about Lismore Speedway and what you guys have done over the last few years there.
Look, a lot of blood, sweat and tears have gone into the place, but Lismore has a lot of history. So, tonight I think is a little bit of celebration with the Hall of Fame, but so much, it's such a good place and holds a special place to Mick and I with all our racing, and it's a home of champs.
So a few years ago, actually, I was here at an award night, and you guys had just signed the lease on the Friday night before to take it over. And it's quite fitting now that we're at an awards night and you signed the lease over on Monday, in a couple of days' time. But, it's a track that's so unique, Lismore Speedway. And I had a friend of mine, obviously, that's an American driver that we dragged out and took there, and he rocked up and said, "What the hell have you brought me to?" And by the end of the night, Corey Lyson, he said, "This is one of my favourite tracks." What do you guys got feedback-wise for other people that have raced there?
With Lismore, it's really funny. If you can win there, you can win anywhere. It's just technical. You're never off the steering wheel. There's no brakes. There's no straights to sort of have a breather and gather again. A lot of people get lost at Lismore, but look at the champions we've produced over the years, from Grenville all the way through.
Yeah, it's awesome. And as you said, you get lost. I think I was just driving around in the mule and I forgot what corner I was in because I don't think there is a straight, is there?
No, not really.
Awesome. All right, guys, thank you very much. Enjoy your night. Cheers. We'll keep wandering around and have a bit of a look as I wipe the sweat off. This is a very warm room here. We're in Brisbane, the Sunshine State. Jared Ash, CEO, Managing Director and boss man of Clay-Per-View. How are you, mate?
Well, I'm wonderful. I just don't know how I get one of those just to do the forehead pat. It's quite warm. Thanks, Benny.
Make up.
That was wonderful. To be fair, he'd have to do a lot better to make me look as good as you, Adam, but that's all right. I'm going well. How are you?
Yeah, good. Actually, we spent 3 hours in makeup tonight, so thank you for commenting on that. Yeah.
No, it's good to be rewarded for your efforts, I suppose. We don't do enough of that. And I suppose that's what this night's about, being rewarded for your efforts over the course of the year. So I guess the first Australian Speedway Award goes to Adam Curry for Best Makeup in the Room. Is that correct?
I think actually Benny brought the award in. We're going to do that in a little while, so you spoilt it. But Best Makeup, brilliant. Yeah. So tonight, what are you guys, obviously live streaming this for the Speedway community to watch? Are you guys? How are you guys going? Enjoying the night? Everything like that?
Well, I'm going well because I'm not working, but my wonderful team behind the scenes, they're doing an excellent job, I hope. Well, I'm talking. I hope someone at home's watching right now, but...
Well, I was talking to the director, actually. He doesn't have one of those fold-out canvas chairs with his name on the back, so that might be something you want to look into.
I'll work on that for him.
Yeah. I think that's probably a little bonus for him that he can do. Yeah. So I'm going to keep walking around.
You enjoy
I will. You too. Let's have a look to see who else we can find around in the room. We're heading this way because we're heading closer to the door. Okay, I am looking for somebody. Have you... here we are. So we've got Josh Holt here, who is... I'm going to interrupt you. How are you, mate? Josh Holt, who is actually the I suppose the CEO of My Race Pass.
Yes, sir.
So all the way from the USA. How are you tonight, mate? Welcome.
Oh, I'm fantastic. What an event. I mean, I applaud everybody here. This is fantastic to be able to be here.
Well, it hadn't started yet.
I know, but it's just cool. If it's this cool now, how cool is it going to be when I get inside?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's free beers.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So we
So-
stay out here as long as we can.
Yeah. Well, I think they still bring them in there too. So, just give everyone a bit of a rundown on what My Race Pass is and what you're doing for the Speedway community.
Well, we're a near 18-year-old software company based out of the States, obviously. We have a system that racetracks use to make their night more efficient. So like a race management system. So we calculate their grids, their results, their point standings. Everything's all automated with online registration all the way to the end of the night. The byproduct of that is all that information gets funneled into the palm of your hand in the My Race Pass app. So then there's 750 some odd racetracks in the U.S., 200 traveling series that use My Race Pass. So like a Saturday night in July in the States, there's over 300 events going on. And if you're a race fan anywhere in the world for that matter, you can follow along, it's all real-time scoring and information. Then there's driver bios, kind of like a Facebook page, only it's an MRP profile. And then, so the byproduct of all that is that we've been at it for a long time. We've made a big impact in the United States. I came back out here last November for about a month, traveled around, met a lot of good people, fell in love with Australian motorsport, and I'm out here now, and we're a part of this event here because we're starting a team up out here and starting to talk to racetracks so we can kind of do what we did in the States here in Australia.
Yeah, awesome. So basically, you're looking at obviously rolling this thing out in Australia. Just I suppose, give a rundown of how it's going to help the teams. Obviously, we were talking about it. We've got merchandise options and all that sort of stuff as well. So how's that going to help the competitor as well?
Well, from a competitor standpoint, think of it as an automated logbook for your statistics. So you got racers that have been using My Race Pass for a dozen years in the States, and their whole career is on their profile. Their races, their wins, their top fives, their top tens, their stats, their whole schedule, their lap times, all that stuff is right in the palm of their hands or on their myracepass.com profile. So from a competitor standpoint, you start generating your own database. You know, I raced go-karts when I was a little kid, and I have some trophies on the wall from when I was 7, 8 years old. I don't remember where that was at. It doesn't say on there. But we've been around long enough in the States that you can go back and look and see 10, 12, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, oh, that's where I was. And, you know, just getting started here in Australia, it's going to take some time, obviously, for racetracks to come on board. But from a competitor standpoint, everything you need is all right there to kind of database your career. But more importantly, on race day, you know, if anybody here racers, you got to walk to the whiteboard to go see where the grids are. All over the States, people are just sitting in their trailer. They refresh the app and they see exactly where they're lined up for the next race.
Yeah. So the system probably wouldn't help me, obviously, because you're actually doing electronic bookkeeping. So obviously, back in my day, we didn't have this. So when I explain to people how good I was, there's actually no evidence that people can call me out on. So this is, probably not a good thing for me.
No, it's the same thing for me because, you know, I have a bunch of wins from back in the day, but, you know, it's not documented. So it's, you know, I can just say we did.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
Now My Race Pass keeps you honest.
Yeah, well, it's going to. And obviously, you've got a racing background as well. Obviously, you know, you went up through and ran race sprint cars as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I started racing go-karts when I was 6, moved into wing sprint cars when I was 14, did the sprint car thing for 15 years. I've ran a couple different racetracks, so I've been on all sides of the fence in motorsports, and you know, I'm very passionate about the industry. I'm very passionate about grassroots motorsports, the weekly racer, the weekly promoter. That is our key. That's my goal, is to help those people out.
Awesome, mate. Thank you very much. Enjoy the night. I'm going to keep walking around, and we're actually going to be pushing through into the rooms very shortly. So we might wrap up out here now. We'll get everyone out here to head through into the venue, and we'll continue the stream in there. So enjoy the night, guys. Good job, mate.
with Mavericks. If you a clone, then step off the canvas. Lest you get beat up, bullied, and dunked on. We gon' leave you beat up, bullied, and dunked on. Excellently, it was pressing to me. Descended from the parents, I inherited 3 passports. I can flex a triple residency. Probably why I'm passing boundaries so effortlessly. If a rapper wanna step, they step with hesitancy. Cause I'm wrecking with ease. Flow epidemic on these beats that I finessed in the beam. And got a reservoir of seconds I can spend on you dweebs. Think I got a ton of patience, homie, tested to see. I undertook a mission with impossible odds. I can't cruise with no time, uncles. I'm obviously not easily boxed. That's why they be asking, what do I rock? It's Tino Ranga, Tira Tonga, and abolish the cops. Oh yeah, unapologetic with nothing in it, don't fear. Metal up the team, there ain't no pedestal here. It's real, we don't do it for the aesthetic, not here. But we nice right here, cause we only rock with Mavericks. If you a clone, then step off the canvas. Lest you get beat up, bullied, and dunked on. We gon' leave you beat up, bullied, and dunked on. We said we only rock with Mavericks. If you a clone, then step off the canvas. Lest you get beat up, bullied, and dunked on. We gon' leave you beat up, bullied, and dunked on.
Word to the daughters who robbing me on my flowers. I'm working too many hours, check the time sheet. Cut the sugar out my life, but she's still telling me that I'm sweet. I'll sleep when the job was done, so never.
I'm going to Brisbane. Looks like I'm going there.
Welcome to Brisbane's Star Casino for the 2025 Australian Speedway Awards and Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Every state of Australia is represented in the room tonight. However, if you're a guest and not so familiar with the amazing sport of Speedway, let's take a moment to bring you up to speed. Speedway is arguably the purest form of motorsport. Raced on a dirt or clay oval around 400 to 500 metres in length, vehicles vary from standard road-going cars modified to be safe for racing, right through to purpose-built race-ready sprint cars that rival Formula One in their performance. Racers can start at just 5 years old in a junior quarter midget, right through to our 80-year-old drivers who relive the glory days in their vintage race car exhibitions. Speedway Australia issues over 45,000 licences annually, bolstered by over 10,000 year-round competitors and crew, and 1,200 marshals and officials, and 100 venues in 45 federal electorates. From Darwin and Nullarbor in the north, to Hobart in the south, Lismore in the east, and Shark Bay in the west, collectively hosting over 900 events per year in front of over 500,000 spectators annually. However, community-run speedway venues around Australia welcome alternative income opportunities far beyond the ticket game, with grants funding from local, state and federal government and other sources injecting vital resources for improving safety and core infrastructure upgrades nationally. Media attention around Speedway has grown significantly, with the 7 Network now hosting live and rapid replay events on their 7 Plus channel, with the 7 Sports social media platforms gaining reach in the millions. That newfound exposure paved the way in 2024 for the famed Adelaide 500 to invite Speedway Racing to be a part of their event, building a temporary Napa Speedway in the city to share the stage with the Redco Supercars Championship in front of over 250,000 fans. Speedway also boasts a number of dedicated live stream providers who produce over 200 nights of racing annually, exposing venues and their communities to a previously unreached worldwide audience. Speedway families are seasoned tourists, with 85% of our competitors travelling overnight during the season, 65% of which travel interstate. Major Speedway events provide a major economic impact on their respective regions, with independent studies verifying that the Red Hot Summer Shootout brings an extra $2.5 million to the Toowoomba region, Northline Speedway's annual Chariots of Thunder series injects $4.5 million into the Darwin economy over 3 days, and the Grand Annual Sprint Car Classic gives the Warrnambool area a $4 million boost every year. Speedway Australia is heavily investing in the future of the sport, with the Kids to Grids initiative moving to its next phase as a nationally toured introductory junior driver experience, engaging young people in communities and new families to embrace a sport that boasts a strong family culture of diversity and inclusion. And while attracting new participants is high on the agenda, so too is development of the next generation of current competitors, with Speedway Australia's Speed Clinic program successfully held in up to 12 locations annually, with the express purpose of coaching junior competitors improving their on and off-track skills. Four-wheeled speedway in Australia is a $2 billion industry that is a vital cog in almost 100 communities from coast to coast, and bolstered by 120 years of history in Australia, is set to thrive in the next decade and beyond.
The talk is finally finished, so saddle up Brisbane, cause here we go. Please put your hands together as we drop the green flag on the Australian Speedway Awards and Hall of Fame induction for 2025.
Welcome. Just wanted to look the part for tonight. I can't even hear anything out of this thing. This is actually a really decent helmet. Are we getting any glare on the actual mirror ball part of it? I've actually bought this. A big welcome to you. How are you all? Are you serious? Is that what we're going to be at tonight? You guys, how many people have travelled in from like Western Australia to be here tonight? That was sort of even lackluster at that level. Maybe I should have got this helmet on. Here's the thing. Maybe I should I just donate this? I reckon I donate this to the O Show because he's going to need a new helmet with this job that he's just taken as running Bunbury, I reckon. Who reckons O Show should take this? Walk into your first board meeting, mate. There you go. Congratulations. Good job. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. And on behalf of all the board and the staff of Speedway Australia, it's a big welcome. And obviously for those of you who aren't familiar with Speedway, we do have guests here tonight who are not part of our Speedway family, but now you are. And so many great insights from that video, just how big this sport is. We are so proud of our sport, and we hope tonight that you get to see it at its very, very best. I did notice this, somebody who sort of is not really a Speedway person, but he used to be. But please do me a favour. We've got some special guests here we'd like to acknowledge tonight. As part of our role on the Australian Motorsport Council, we have from Karting Australia, Lee Hanachek is here. Put your hands together for Lee. Where's Lee? Over here. Thanks, Lee. Just keep anybody from karting, just watch him. Just watch tonight. Just see if he tries to poach some of our drivers to go onto the circuit, because that's the main reason. He said, I'd like to be there. I said, why? He said, I'd just like to be there. He's going to poach people tonight, so just keep your eyes on Lee Hanachek. How many people have we got here from Lismore tonight? That's where the party's at. I learned an amazing thing. I learned an amazing thing about Lismore just the other day. And Lismore is the city where they invented the toothbrush. Who knew? How do we know? Well, if it was invented anywhere else, it'd be called the teeth brush, right? But, no, joking. No, it took a while. It is so good. It is a little bit concerning when one of the main people from Lismore is called the Hitman, and I've just said that. So we're going to meet him tonight and have a little bit of a chat with all of our Hall of Famers. It's going to be fantastic. South Australians, how many South Australians we got? Wow, excellent. Amazing that you got out of your own postcode. That is brilliant. And how good is this? No jokes here. I did look on the tables, and apparently that we've got a whole table of SSA New South Wales tonight. Where are you guys? That is so impressive, guys. Thank you for coming across the border. That's brilliant. You guys are expecting a joke. It's no joke. It's just thank you. That's really, really amazing effort, and it's good to have you here. West Australians, we talked about you. It's great. It's Mikey Rimmer. Who knows Mikey Rimmer? He's the track prep genius that preps the track at the Motorblex. He has flown in all the way from Rome, especially to be here right now. And how long a flight was that? Where are you, Mikey? Yeah, how long a flight was it? A couple of hours. Well, that ends up being like 24 or something, doesn't it? Which, ironically, is slightly shorter than a Gavin Migro acceptance speech. So he was doing all right. Speaking of people who've travelled a long way, the last guest that we want you to really make a whole lot of noise for tonight, we have a live stream thanks to our great friends at Clay Per View, and that live stream is being brought to us by this company that's starting to really make some noise over here in Australia, and that is My Race Pass. So please put your hands together from South Dakota. Josh Holt is in the room here tonight with a red tie. If you're looking for the guy with the red tie, there he is right there in the middle. So make sure you have a chat to him. If you're wondering what the heck is My Race Pass, well, have a look at this. This will quickly explain.
Kind of race night? The My Race Pass app is now available for Speedway Australia to bring you the ultimate way to follow the action each race night. Event nominations, official grids, live timing, official results, fantasy racing, live announcer audio, and more in the palm of your hand each race night. Promoters, contact My Race Pass today to see how you can bring the #1 motorsports app to your speedway this season. My Race Pass, the ultimate racing resource.
There it is. Put your hands together for the guys from My Race Pass. I think they've got it's going to take a little bit for you to get used to the fact that it's My Race Pass over here, not My Race Pass. Okay, so as long as you're going to be cool with that, he is a great guy, and he's already become a part of the Australian Speedway family, so make sure you introduce yourself to him. Couple of housekeeping things. How big is this venue? It is huge. It took a while to actually find the right place tonight. It was a bit of a challenge. The toilets are right over the back, out towards, I think, Toowoomba. They're a bit of a walk over to there, so if you want to go and get yourself to the toilet, that's it. For smokers, it's level 3. Apparently, if you want to know where that is, Nev Ross will take care of you. That's not a joke. He will actually take care of you and point you in the right direction of where to go. But as far as housekeeping goes, I think that's everything that we needed to say. So, that brings us to our first section tonight. Are you ready for this? Oh, come on. Are you ready for this? Entree is about to be served, but we move our first section into the Hall of Fame. And this is just so special to us. We've been working really, really hard over the last 5 years, to really create an honouring culture in this sport. It's an angry culture, it's an aggressive culture, and sometimes you've just got to fix that up a little bit by really taking the time to show the appreciation to the people that we stand on the shoulders of. So, those people, we're going to show you who the inductees were up to this point in 2024. Check this out. Our current Hall of Famers, put your hands together, please. What a list of names. And I can just tell, because having spent a bit of time with the 5 inductees tonight, I know that they have so much respect for so many of the names on that list. And tonight, they get to join them. How cool is that? Now, the way that we told them has changed in the last couple of years. In the last couple of years, instead of giving them a phone call and saying, hey, by the way, you're in the Hall of Fame, come and see you at the dinner, we now have decided to sneak up on them and get the family involved. Anybody who've seen those videos, yes? We're going to give you a little bit of a condensed version of the 5 ways that we snuck up on the 2025 Hall of Famers. Check this out.
Hi there, Mitch Berliner from Speedway Australia here, and it's Australian Speedway Hall of Fame Reveal Week, and we are on our way to Bunbury, Western Australia with Con Migro, Australian Speedway Hall of Famer.
The next person to be inducted into the Speedway Hall of Fame is an absolute inspiration to the sport and in particular to the sedan car movement. It's going to be a hell of a fun day.
Cheers, everyone organised because that pretty quick.
Hi, mate. Good to see you. All right, we're going to set this little interview up, and but before we do, we're just going to get some extra light in here for the interview. Whoa, what's going on here? There's a heap of people here as well.
Do you know about this?
Yeah. I think we've got Ron Cricky here as well.
I'm all right. I don't know what's going on.
Now, Alan, as a Hall of Famer, Ron and I have come down to advise you that you are the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame inductee for 2025. Good on you, mate. Yeah, it's in your eyes.
Congratulations, mate. Oh, thanks. That's a hell of an honour. I've been admiring the inductees that have. It's a hell of an honour. It's not just your next door neighbour, giving you a pat on the back. It's an inductee into the Hall of Fame of the national body. National, not state.
Hi everybody, Mitch Berliner from Speedway Australia here, and welcome to Australian Hall of Fame Reveal Week. I'm surrounded by a mixture of Australian Speedway Hall of Fame inductees, and we cannot wait to take a walk down this driveway in sunny Maida Vale, Western Australia, and induct our second Hall of Fame inductee for 2025.
Hello, Tommy Watson.
Well, it's my honour to welcome you to the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame 2025.
Holy hell.
4 other men here with me that have also joined the ranks, and we say welcome, mate.
There it is.
I'm Dennis Newland, and I'm here with some very distinguished Australian Speedway Hall of Famers. And I'm here for a very special reason. I'm here to honour one of the superstars of the golden era of Australian speed car racing. So let's go and surprise him. I am delighted to welcome you to the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame. You've been inducted in 2025.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, kid.
a real shock, actually. You know, I didn't think I'd ever be that back, and I am. Yeah.
I'm about to bring in a bloke who's supported dirt modifieds for many years. He did it to me last year. I'm going to pay him back and do it for him. Fellas, you got great weather for a great division to put on some great racing. Tonight, before I go on, is Steve Robbo nearby?
Steve Robbo? Steve here?
Steve, I'm here to welcome you to the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow. No, that's totally unexpected. Wow.
G'day, mate. Good. Alrighty. We're good to go. The reality is, what I just said in the last 30 seconds is a complete and absolute setup, because I've got somebody here to see you.
Steve. Stuart. Mate, you might realise that last weekend I had the privilege of being inducted into the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame. And I'm here to announce, and I advise you, you also will be joining me in the induction into Australian Speedway Hall of Fame. Congratulations, man.
I had no idea.
Yeah. It's a bit of a nerve, mate, wasn't it?
No, that is
A couple of country bumpkins there going to the Hall of Fame.
No, that's so cool. Thank you. That is so cool.
How good is that? Put your hands together for our 2025 Hall of Famers. We're about to meet them individually, but to help me do that, would you please keep that applause going for a 2023 Hall of Famer who was the very first person we did the sneak up reveal on. Put your hands together for Howard Ravel. I love this guy. It was a big experiment. We didn't know what was going to happen. Mate, thank you for coming tonight. I really appreciate your time. And I love your tie with the little race car and everything on it. Can you remember what it was like in 2023 when we snuck up on you in your house?
No, I can't tell you, mate.
Okay. It was too long ago.
Yeah.
Mate, it's so good to have you here. There's that list of Hall of Famers that you're now a part of. It's a pretty full-on list.
It is. Being inducted into the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame is the pinnacle of awards for Speedway. And since I've been inducted, I've learned a few little tricks, and I could pass it on to the chaps if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, some tricks from being a Hall of Famer. That's interesting.
Yeah. So when you become into the Hall of Fame, there's 3 letters that you can use after your name. HOF.
HOF, righto, yep.
Yeah, so when I sign an autograph, HOF goes behind it. Same with checks. Sending out an email, same deal. People love it. I hate going up and telling people, look, I'm in the Hall of Fame. It really makes them feel second class. And then they think you're boasting.
Yeah.
So what I've done, I got a tattoo. on both arms.
Really?
Yeah. And when I went home, I got a pair of scissors and I got all my T-shirts and cut the arms out of them.
So everyone can tell.
Oh, look, when I talk to people now, they know straight away I'm in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I've got to tell you something. there's Hall of Fame copycats out there.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. It's bad.
Really?
Yeah. Us Hall of Famers in the club, we know who they are. Benny Bishop.
No, I'm definitely not in that list, mate. I'm definitely not on that list.
Thank you.
Mate, it's so good to have you here, and it'd be good to have people get photos with you with the tattoos. That'd be fantastic as well. If you'd like to come over this way, and we're going to just take a stand over here, and we've got some amazing Hall of Fame awards. We're going to meet our first Hall of Famer for 2025.
A pioneer of West Australian sedan racing by founding the Australian Saloon Car Federation in the state, Alan Blake became WA's first ever national champion, claiming the 1976-77 Australian title in Tasmania, while sealing the WA state title in the same season. Alan won over 23 features at Claremont Speedway, along with a long list of wins interstate. However, Alan's administrative drive for the sport was as strong as his racing drive, serving as manager of Bunbury Speedway and Darwin Speedways, and the CEO of Late Models Western Australia, in addition to other committee positions. His legacy is not only limited to what he achieved on track and in the boardroom, but is demonstrated in the success of his son Brad, who has gone on to win a national street stock title and 5 national late model titles, as well as 14 state titles across 4 decades. Every win had Alan on the wrenches. Alan's ventures from WA to the eastern states were revolutionary in a time where West Australians rarely travelled east for racing. Alan brought everything he learned from his success in the east back to the west for the benefit of the entire Speedway community. Welcome to the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame for 2025, Alan Blake.
Put your hands together for Alan Blake, ladies and gentlemen. He said, shake the hand of a true champion. Alan Blake, ladies and gentlemen. Just discussing how heavy it is and how it would have been good for ballast back in the day before there was a weight rule. No work? Mate, would you like to put that down? It is pretty heavy.
Oh, I can handle anything.
This is pretty cool, man. I've always known Alan Blake as this tough guy that you were emotional up there.
Up there? You want to be down there? There's no rag to wipe my eyes on. Anyway.
I've heard a rumour, and maybe you can shed some light on this. I was talking with Richard Hathaway earlier, and he said you told him a ripper of a story about when that roller door went up. Is this heavy? Put it over here on this. When that roller door went up, the roller door. Who did you think was coming in?
Fucking neighbours. You notice Brad's got no hair, right? These neighbours are, I hope they're not here, they're proven druggies.
We're on a live stream, but yeah, okay.
So it's a tough deal. So we're shitting ourselves all the time that they're going to take race car parts for more money for drugs. So when the roller door goes up, I see a couple of legs under there. I've reached around for the length of the pipe that I keep. And it just went up fast enough and quick enough that I saw a dress and something else in there. So,
so we could have videoed an absolute deal there. That's full on, mate. It's an emotional thing. We could talk about your career for a long time, but mate, you've played such a big role in the administration side of the sport that makes such a difference to what happens in West Australia. So yeah, it is a bit warm, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was telling these guys I couldn't find my belt.
Diet to be on the stage. Go on.
It's all good. The whole deal for you of the administration side, surely that was much harder than the driving.
Yeah, well, yeah. The ASF goes way back to Tasmania, and George Dunlop was the guy that was sort of trying to get some regular stuff around the Tasmania and Victoria. And anyway, I ended up meeting him and we ended up Magnetic Island. And we're having a bit of fun, but got a bit rude, you know. So if you've got to wear clothes when you go up a coconut tree at a restaurant, and I tried it the other way. And George has got me down. I couldn't get down because things were dragging. And George says, "Are you aware that I'm in the ministry?" Yeah, so that's one of the stories.
It's like there's more to it, I can tell.
And anyhow, yeah, actually, one of my greatest friends today, and I had quite a few words when I come back to Western Australia one time and suggested we should have a controlling body and this sort of thing in sedans, because 36 cars in a feature race running for $35 to win wasn't probably enough, but that didn't bother me. But it was because nobody knew what was going on. Well, I did, but they were cheating and all that shit. So, and this guy and I had quite a few words, and he had me by the tie one night on the dance floor, you know. And I thought, Jesus, this is getting bloody serious. I've had a guts for this, you know. I said, for God's sake, Con, can't we be friends?
That was a reference to Con Migro.
And he is, you know, I look up to him and Gavin, I do, you know. We're so blessed to have them in our sport. Thank you. Mm.
That's cool. Mate, I know that the tiers aren't too far away. I'm not going to put too much pressure on you. Is there some people you'd like to thank before we finish up?
You said you want to get going early. My family, that's, you know, we had a few sections of the family, you know, some come here, some go out there, you know how it works. And yeah, I just want to thank my sons for keeping me a father. You know, Brad's had his successes, but number two son, he gives me so much pride because he served military for 11 years. He had his own dramas, got head-on in a smash, and all these sort of things, you know. And his family, going down generations, have given me so much admiration. But anyway, there's a lot more. I do want to thank, actually, anybody associated with Speedway or motorsport. I look up to them. Brilliant, mate. Even you.
Alan Blake, ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Famer. Well, there's going to be some catch-ups with those boys later on. Alrighty, let's meet our second inductee. We're going to stay in Western Australia.
Retiring from driving in 2012, 1985 West Australian and 1987 Australian speed car champion Tommy Watson Sr. has made an indelible mark on the speedway industry. Tommy's trophy cabinet is also decorated with 4 consecutive President's Cups, multiple New Year Derby and Gold Cup wins, and the 2003 Perth Motorplex Track Championship. A WASDA Life member, Tommy has supported and mentored many races, with his Watmore Engines race shop a hive of the WA speed car community, where he also designed and built speed car chassis. Tommy's legacy continues through the generations, with his son Tommy Jr. a 2-time state champion, and daughter Renee the first woman to win a feature race at Claremont Speedway. And now the third generation of Watson and Maddich grandchildren are becoming established in the sport, under the watchful eye of their grandfather, who maintains his approach of meticulous preparation and a tight budget. Tommy is the 6th West Australian speed car driver to be inducted into the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame, coming from a golden era that produced some of the best drivers in the nation's history. Welcome to the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame for 2025, Tommy Watson Sr.
From one speed car legend to another. Tommy Watson Sr. Is that right? Well, there you go. You've won so many trophies over the years, you've left a few behind. Is that right?
Yes, we got told off a few times when we go to the country. Yep. We go home and then someone would deliver the trophy a bit later. And I thought it wasn't first, though. It was second, so I left it behind.
Right. Well, yeah. I can imagine they're not the ones. I've been in your workshop. There is a lot of trophies, so much history. But what really got me in that video was that next generation little clip. That's cool.
Yes, I'm back, and I want to put all my grandkids on there. I've got 6, so maybe 5 this year. So I'm working hard. I've got 7 engines to build and no money.
And that is the standard issue story of Speedway for so many people. Mate, there's been some big challenges. Well, I mean, obviously the national title has been a huge highlight. What else?
National title was great. I blew an engine the week before, and I went to have a look at it, and I didn't know it had dropped a valve. So it was a lot of hard work, and then I can remember hearing something on a horoscope, and it said, "Do not argue." So I didn't argue, and then I'm starting in position 8 or 9 was 9. And I go, I should have argued. And then someone pulled the pin, and I went to the pole and won it from pole. So it made it easier, not have to come from the back.
I can only imagine, maybe that every national title is going to be well deserved, regardless, because the level of competition, that list of Hall of Famers from Western Australia, mate, you were in it at a really tough time.
Well, the time I was in it, there was a hard competition all the time, and taking off the rear is the challenge, because sometimes you had to lean on a B grader in front of push the other A grader up track to run, and I can remember doing that. I only ever leant on them though, right. And as you got older, I used to say to my old and wise, don't hit them, you know. Right. So I had some bad accidents over the time, and then my son's accident, that sort of upset the family a little bit, and he thinks it's the greatest thing ever happened. He married the nurse from the hospital, you know.
That is a great story. You need to talk to Tommy Jr. about that. It is a cool story. And that whole thing of having you guys, your son and your daughter racing together, I mean, not many people get to experience that, mate.
Yeah, I did enjoy it, and I never got nervous when I was in the race with them. But if I watched them and I wasn't in the race, I'd get nervous like any other parent. And then sometimes I used to say, I better get on with the job, because he was in the front, you know. And I thought, I've got to do my job now. But no, racing with all different people over the years and meeting blokes like Howard and all that. When we go to all the other states, we used to travel to all the states. And I can remember when Howard, he's a bit like my grandsons, he's 2 damn tall. Yeah. And the roll cages weren't high enough. Yeah. He had to take his seat down, so it was virtually banging on his diff just to run the title I was in. And then he didn't pick the right rubber, the poor bugger. Oh, right. He had his tyres blue on him. So
you were the beneficiary of that, though.
Well, I remember watching Warren Eakins in the heat race screw a tyre off on that black racetrack at 15 laps. And I went up to the car, and it was already a 30 tyre, and I said, you better wind some inside weight in this car or put a spacer on the right rear. And I went back to my car, and I'd screwed a tyre off in a heat race. And my mechanic, he said, you go away. And I said, you're not going too far, eh? And put a heap of inside weight in the car, and so I went round with the wheel dangling on the left side all the time, and it was just easy to drive, but everyone kept blowing tyres and spinning out, and I had, I think, 6 or 7 restarts. Wow. So I could have gone and lapped everyone, I thought. But the tyres were dead ball, 3 of them at the end, and most people blew their tyres from lap 10 to... Wow. And they reduced the racetrack to 35 laps, but I actually put 40 on the board because of you're in front, but... So yeah, those days are hard to come back, but I still have the track record. I better tell that. I don't have a tattoo though, for the track. But I've got some clues from Howard. Yeah. I could do that. Yeah. You know, put that on there. I still have the track record from 2009.
Yeah. Well, no doubt your grandkids would know how to tattoo. They would just look it up on YouTube.
But Gavin keeps putting the 15 lapper up and advertising to try and break Tommy Watson's track record. But that new track marshal hasn't made the track fast enough.
Oh, there it is. We need more records. Mate, we could talk for hours. Some people to thank?
The family. What would I do without a lovely family? You know, thank mum and dad, they're gone. And without those principles that they taught me, you know, I saw it with my grandkids, what they put in, and I got it today. So thank my kids and my grandkids. Love them to bits.
There it is. Tommy Watson Sr., Hall of Fame for 2025. Don't drop it, whatever you do. It is heavy, isn't it? Good on you, mate. Congratulations. Tommy Watson. Okay, inductee number 3.
Winning on debut at the Sydney Showground Royale in his own car in 1963, Scareham Sid Middlemas sent a clear message to the Speedway world that he had arrived on the scene and was quickly invited to drive for multiple team owners throughout his career. His years with the Wells team were highly successful, highlighted with the crowning achievement of winning the 1969-70 season grand final of the Craven Filter National Drivers' Championship 50-lapper at the Sydney Showground, when Sid lapped the field and broke Johnny Harvey's long-standing 50-lap record in the process. He stood on the podium 11 times in that season with 5 wins, establishing him as one of the greats of the golden era of speed car racing in Australia. Sid's career was marked by being a fan favourite entertainer, nicknamed Scareham by Sydney's Channel 7 sports director Rex Mosser because of his high-line, fence-hugging driving style. Sid has become an inspiration and mentor to many racers and has served in multiple administrative roles on race club committees, including the New South Wales Speed Car, Compact Speed Car and Vintage Associations. Welcome to the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame for 2025, Scareham Sid Middlemas.
Where is the man? Here he is. Going to take his time to make his way up. Fantastic. This will just blow your mind as these guys are talking how they can... It's like yesterday, the memories of the races and the way that the races played out. It really, really is staggering. Here he is. He's on his way up. Put your hands together for Scareham Sid. Gosh, he's going for best dressed tonight too. You made it. Well done, mate. Come on out to the centre here with Howard. These two legends. Gosh, they would have done some laps. Did you ever race against this fella?
We banged a few wheels together.
Brilliant. You did, he said.
It wasn't my fault. Oh, no.
All righty, you want to take that award? It's probably going to be a little heavy, so we'll put it over there and you can take it with you later. Okay, we're swapping sides, obviously. Hey, mate, it's so good to have you up here. It's a big effort to bring the whole family. One of the things on that video when we snuck up on you, and I don't know if you noticed Michael Jackson playing in the background at the cafe. It was like, turn that down. But your family, particularly Leanne, man, she was trying to stop herself from sobbing. It means a lot, not just to you, but your whole family.
Yeah, they've hung around with me for quite a while. But without my family, I wouldn't be here today. And Leanne, of course, she lives and breathes the sport. They all were born into the sport. They all grew up in the sport, and they're still in the sport. I have grandchildren that are in the sport, grandchildren that want to be in the sport. But I spent a long time from 1962 to 1983, and then after that for a long time in administration of the sport and the clubs, life members of the National Speed Car Club. But this is a great honour. And as I said, the day that you came and caught me in the tavern having a beer and luncheon with some of my family, I said it's like winning the lotto. I wish it was 100 million.
Why does it mean so much?
No, that's a good question. Well, Speedway, and as you see here tonight, Speedway is a large, large family. And to be part of that it's an honour, I reckon, to anyone that's involved in Speedway, because we are entertainers and we are there to entertain the paying public, and it's what we should do and do more of.
So entertainment's the key.
Entertainment is the key, yeah.
It feels to me like I'm reading between the lines here, a bit controversial. I'm reading between the lines. Are you saying that we've forgotten to entertain?
Yeah, I think so. I think the money side of it's created that atmosphere, because today it's so bloody expensive to go racing in Speedway, and you need 100 million.
You do. You need to win the lottery for that next generation to come through. Mate, it's been amazing, and to see the way that you guys interact together. How have you come out of such an aggressive sport and still be mates?
Oh, well, we're all friends. We are competitive, and once you put the helmet on, the brain goes silly. But we are all friends, and after that we socialise together. We know all our families socialise together. But I think today the cost being so great, it just can't. It's not mixing too well together.
I get it. We could talk about this. Hasn't he got the most soothing voice? I just want to listen to a podcast with him. And I reckon any of the guys out there that do Speedway podcasts, you need to get this guy on there and hear some of that and how different it was back in that time, and maybe what we can learn in this era about the entertainment. It was a golden era. You were one of the superstars of it. And we must acknowledge also, too, Dennis Newland would so love to have been here tonight, but he couldn't be here. So hello, Dennis. I'm sure you'll be watching. And he's always championed you and always talked about how great you were. Can we even relate to how amazing that era was?
Well, it was a great era. It was what Speedway racing was, like entertainment. And the further back in the field, you were a star. And the public wanted to see the stars come from the rear and win races. It didn't matter whether you ran second or third, you come from well back in the field, and when you raced with blokes like Howard Revell, you had to go quick. But, I can lay back and sit and think about Speedway, and I laugh about some of the things that happened, but it's been a great life, it's been a great career for me, and I'm deeply honoured to be in the Hall of Fame.
We almost need to finish it right there, but I'm sure that there's some people you want to thank before we do finish.
Yeah, my family and friends who nominated me. Yes, I do. I wouldn't be here without them. Speedway Australia for inducting me into the Hall of Fame. And also the team that I drove for, the Wells team, the two brothers, Keith and Bill. I put 10 years in with them in racing, and I think this is also part of their life too, the Hall of Fame.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, scare 'em, Sid Middlemas will help you with this trophy. Yeah. Give it to the grandson, who's also going for best dress with that tie, mate. Good job. Sid Middlemas, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to inductee number 4.
As a competitor, car owner, sponsor and administrator, Steve Robinson has long been one of the most respected figures in Australian Speedway, starting in the sport in the early 1980s as a sponsor before racing his own car along with co-promoting Lismore Speedway. A 4-time Australian V8 Dirt Modified champion, Steve shares the unique honour of being one half of the only father-son duo to both claim 4 national titles across any racing division. A long-time and current board member of Dirt Modifieds Australia, Steve's tenure has been highlighted by 10 years as president, where he has been the driving force behind the promotion of V8 Dirt Modifieds and aided the introduction of the Sportsman Dirt Modified category and welcomed mod lights to the DMA to assist in its rapid growth. The Robinson Racing Team is still one of the most professionally presented race teams in Australian Speedway, and after 4 decades in the sport, it seems nothing can slow Steve down, especially now he has his granddaughter Erica carving a path in SSA Junior sedans. welcome to the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame for 2025, Steve Robinson.
He's just walking a little slower so he can soak in a little bit more applause, I think. That's the sort of guy Steve is. Steve Robinson, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. You want to take this and see if you can... Yeah, you're going to leave him with it. The Silver Fox. Where did that come from?
It was a guy called Sean Mortimer. There was one with our Australian title. He always thought that we needed something for the pole sitter over a two-night event, and Sean approached me and said, Robbo, your hair's changing colour and we need something there, and what about we start a Silver Fox award? And it's stuck ever since, and you know, we get the nickname Silver, which is the colour of the hair. So yeah, I've carried that tradition on probably for now 12 years.
Yeah, but you've only had grey hair in probably the last 2 or 3.
Well, it was a bit like Stuart Hearns. It was started off a bit reddish, and you know what they say about redheads, they're pretty fiery, so you go back to some rivalry there, but mine Stuart still got his red hair, but mine went grey.
Well, you look very stately. I think it's a stately haircut, mate. Mate, you've been through it all. Lismore, not just with racing, with all of the admin and things that you've done behind the scenes. Just the fact that you lived in Lismore and the challenges that comes with that, with floods for your business and everything. It's not been an easy journey over the years.
Well, I suppose it's always the challenge. You know, one thing I give people involved in Speedway, we've always got that will to win. And that's in business and in sport. And I think that's what drives us, particularly people in Lismore after that 22 flood, which was just an absolute disaster for so many people. It was the will to win that got us through there, Ben. So, and that carries on today, that will to win at my age there now in the twilight years. It's still there, like that will to win.
It's amazing, mate. There's been this theme of generations that's come through the speeches so far. Same deal for you.
Yes, generations, yeah. If it's not, as all the previous speakers, family means so much. You've got the grandkids coming through. Another one, he's only 9 years of age, and he only declared, I think it was 2 weeks ago, said to Mark, Dad, I think I want to race in Speedway as a 9-year-old. So here we go again. So, and look, you know, I have a saying, the great Paul O'Neill, we had long chats about Speedway and business. Paul O'Neill said to me one day, he said, Robbo, he said, it'd be easier to give up methamphetamines than to give up Speedway. And how true that is. As the previous speakers have said, it's in your blood, it's in the family. And, you know, I've been involved in the promotion side, and hats off to the promoters for what they've done. There's a bit of a change in Lismore. Mick and Kim have done a great job for the past, and we now welcome on a new promoter for that. The crew, right back from 1983, where I think I haven't seen him tonight. There was a guy by the name of Nev Pizzuti. He came along and came into the dealership, and I knew Nev. I used to sit in the grandstand and see Nev. Nev came into the dealership, and I knew who he was. He didn't know me. And he came in and said, I'm looking for some sponsorship. And I went, okay. So, Nev, I'm not into giving out straight money. What do you need? He said, I need a truck. We had 20, 30 used trucks there, so I said, we'd come for a walk. We went to the yard and found a truck for him. So we became friends, still are friends. And anyway, so part of that friendship, I was walking through his race shop, and there was a 253 engine on the floor. I said, then what are you going to do with that engine? Oh, I don't know, one day I'll sell it. I said, how about you build me a car and I'll have a go at this? And that was in 1983, so Nev Pizzuti, if you're in the room or listening, that's where it started, in 1983.
Yeah. We thank Nev. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, mate. I mean, I'd love to just sit down, put the seats out and have a chat, but we don't have the time. Some people to thank.
I know. Always the family and the crew that have stuck with me for all those years, going back. And look, we did it as a family in the bus. I always believed in transporters with the family. Even, memories coming down the main street of Surfers Paradise, driving the bus, looking at all the meter maids and that, and all of a sudden I heard this rum, and I thought, the diff is falling out of the bus. No, it was Mark Robbo in the back of the bus, started up the car and was just revving the guts out of it. So I always remember that for Mark Robbo, and that's where he went from there. So, yeah, we could be here all night, but congrats to all the other nominees tonight, and a huge congrats to Speedway Australia and yourself, Benny. Great professional show, so well done. And the only thing I'm a bit proud of so far, I always thought I hated cats too, but I've got through tonight.
That's a Gavin reference. There it is. Put your hands together. The Silver Fox, Steve Robbo. The banter between these guys that you guys can't hear, it's so good. We've got one more. Are you ready for it? Here we go. The last one. And we're going to stay in the Lismore area.
The name Stuart the Hitman Hearn is synonymous with V8 dirt modified racing in Australia, claiming a national hot rod title in 1996 before the formation of Dirt Modifieds Australia, where he went on to claim another 5 national titles between 1996 and 2002. No one ever expected Stuart to be polite on the racetrack, winning multiple races in street saloons across northern New South Wales before switching to the V8 powered hot rods, claiming Rookie of the Year honours in 1991 before winning the first of many Lismore Track Championships in 1992. The Hitman successfully defeated American stars Bob McCready in 1993 and Tim Fuller in 1997 on home soil, before his standout year in 1999, where he held the Australian, Queensland and New South Wales Dirt Modified Championships and the Australian Speedway Rod title in one season. Stuart regrettably suffered spinal injuries in an off-road buggy event in 2008, signalling a premature end to his decorated racing career. Behind the wheel, at least. Today, the Hearn legacy lives on, with Stuart and Karen's children, Bianca, Natasha and Nathan, filling the trophy cabinet across karting and other categories, including Nathan's 2 Trans Am Australian Championships, all under the watchful eye of the Hitman. Welcome to the Australian Speedway Hall of Fame for 2025, Stuart the Hitman Hearn.
I didn't tell you there was going to be steps, mate, did we? That is so cool. He's quite strong, isn't he? You wait till you pick that thing up. Step up here a little bit, mate. Gosh, this is cool to have you up here. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's a great honour.
That family, gosh, they're loud.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Where did they get that from you or from Karen?
No, definitely Karen. I'm pretty quiet in life.
Yeah, you are. You're very, very quiet. I love that vision of you in that post-race interview out there. You were the larrikin, mate.
Yeah, I haven't done an interview for quite a few years. I choose not to these days. I live for the future, not the past. And it's been a hard time, like since the accident, sitting in a bloody buggy in the passenger seat, nearly lose your life. It teaches you a lot in life. So these days, I really do enjoy living for one and watching my kids all race, the 3 of them. And these days it's fantastic to sit back and appreciate. I still watch Speedway. It took me a while to get the hang of Speedway again. I forgot a lot of the racing and that after the accident, but a lot come back. And, the rivals like Morse and Robbo and that, we left it on the track. And back in those days, we made our own rules a little bit. Like you'd sort it out in the pits. And then you'd come back and work Monday. You'd think, shit, I've got to buy a truck off Robbo now. So you used to, leave it there, but that was life. Yeah.
I can't imagine. Like, it must be a different dynamic having a problem with Steve Robbo. Because how would you do it? He's a nice guy. How would you go up and give him a rev?
No, I do. Yeah.
Didn't hold back.
No. He needs a rev. He give me a few revs. I give him a few revs. Even Morse one night. I'll never forget, we come to our home track, and our home track was our home track. He was a bit quicker than me on the night. So I went over to Morsi and I said, you fucking will do, you do that, you do that pass to me again, mate. See that grandstand over there? I'll hit you that bloody hard, you'll clear the freaking grandstand. He wasn't game near to come to the car. We won that night. I thought that worked.
So maybe I just thought it was, I don't know, who came up with the hitman?
My old mate Bruce Maxwell. Yeah, right. Yeah, so he was a very good fella, and I don't know why I always had to be the bad fella. Even against the American, Tim bloody, no, McCree was all right. It was Tim Fuller come out. He said, hey, I want to put it on a display, and you got to be the bad fella. I thought, of course. So I got to belt him through the car, but it was funny. By the end of the night, I felt like belting him. But the things, that was racing back then, and I do appreciate it. Even Speedway these days. I watch it a lot on pay-per-view. Arthritis, that's not very good in the body these days, but I watch the racing. I admire to the level it's got to these days. And it's still a big part of my heart, a big part of my life. And I still enjoy it through my 3 kids, Bianca, Natasha, and Nathan. And the racing is such a big part of our life. Like even to be here tonight, we've been away for, this is my 4th weekend straight with Bitchman Racing. And it's just what we do. We're a racing family, and I like it, yeah.
It's so cool, and to watch the next generation, and obviously Nathan's kicking some really, really good goals.
Yeah, he's doing all right, yeah. And then I've got 3 grandkids who want to go go-kart. I thought, oh, shit, not again.
That's why I included that in that thing. It was such nice vision of the kids out there. You could just see 3rd generation coming through again.
That's all right. I got it in me. We can do it again.
We can do it again. Fantastic, mate. No doubt there's some people to thank. Particular lady up there I know needs to be noted.
Absolutely. Look, my wife has stood through me for a long way. Yeah, this is all good. And it takes a long way to get back to walk and talk and everything again. And yeah, I'm very lucky. Thank you.
Love it, mate. You're done? You're okay? All right, let's take this trophy. Wow, he's as hard as nails, but he's got the emotion. The Hitman, Stuart the Hitman Hearn. Wow. Please put your hands together for my good mate Howard. You've done a fantastic job, mate. Get the sleeves off. We want to get some photos of those tats.
Do you want my credit card number now?
Credit card number. Gosh, he's doing deals left, right, and centre. That is your Hall of Fame for 2025. We're going to take a short break. At about 8 o'clock, we'll come back and we'll get into the industry awards and then have another break and then into the competitor awards and find out who our Brownlow is, who our sports person of the year is. Nobody except the staff know who that is tonight in this room. That's coming up very soon. We're going to take a short break. Be back.
Toughest of walls that I've built as I've grown, and I'm not really one for adventures, but life with you gets so out of hand. It seems as though the crazy's contagious, and I think you're changing who I am, 'cause we do all the things I never used to like, but now I like them. Now I like them.
Right here at the bridge, the Australian Sprint Car Championship is on the line. Trevor Green giving that world famous 4-wide signal. And hey, Murray Bridge, one final time. Bang your hands together, make some noise. Yeah, can't wait for this one, fellas. We know these. The time for talk is finally finished. Because it's time to saddle up Murray Bridge, because here we go. The Clearview Accessories Australian Sprint Car Championship is underway for 2025. J-Mac rolls the bottom, fires out of turn number 2. Luke Dillon is around and will go yellow, yellow, yellow. Here we go. J-Mac got a great launch from the bottom. Boy Ryan, Newton, Marcus Dumsney, McHugh flirting with 3 wide as they work out of turn number 2 for the first time. Into 3 and 4 they rip. Fanning out right through the middle. Your leader is McBatt. Grant Anderson clear in P2. Dumsney not hanging around to find out how good his car is as he goes after McHugh. Jordan Charge also ripping the top. The NT11, Warren Eakins owned and operated machine. Certainly pounding the lip. Ryan Newton on his inside. Dane Kingshot back to Chatty like Kerry Madsen in the 26. McHugh still maintains 3rd. Anderson 2nd. McHugh guards the bottom as Dumsney slides through. Ryan Newton follows him in. Jordan Charge works the top. So too does Dane Kingshot. Charge in P5. Jordan's working the outside lane. Still your race leader, just edging his way clear is James McFadden. Looking to become the first driver since 1990 to win the Classic Australian Sprint Car Championship double here at the bridge. He's working back to the main straightaway. 5 down, 35 to run for the 2025 championship.
Looking good on the top side is J-Mac. Grant Anderson peppering away up there as well. Lockie McHugh's gone upstairs. Marcus Dumsney back in the 4th spot. There's a few guys behind J-Mac. Gavin White, they'll be wanting this lap traffic to hold him up a little so they can close that gap as he makes his way to 3 and 4 one more time.
Hasn't he been clean? No doubt about this battle for third. Here comes Newton. The new Trent Holmes, number 66, goes by the defending champion. Lockie fires one in turn number 1. Great race for the Miners. Grant Anderson maintains P2. Newton still third. 4th is McHugh. 5 is Jordan Charge. Everybody on the main straightaway. Here comes Newton. Plugs the bottom. Rolls out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Oh, holy, that was close. Slides up to the wall is the 37 of Grant Anderson. 1 back marker between 2nd and 3rd. Still 4th McHugh. 5 is Jordan Charge. 6 is Dane Kingshot. Your leader is driving off into the distance. What a battle for that minor position, P3. Boy, bouncing off the ledge was the 1. The 66 comes back at him. Ryan Newton from the Sunshine Coast in the 66 goes by for P3. Grant Anderson stout in P2 as your leader has 25 to run. He's more than a straightaway up the road on Grant Anderson in P2 and J-Max Largent in charge.
Absolutely. Jock Goodger currently running in the 16th position as we go yellow. Gavin White. Clearview Accessories replay coming up of all of that action down there in turns 3 and 4. Inglis going around in the 80. We didn't lose any starters at that caution period, so lap traffic will come up nice and quick and keep this race on in earnest. J-Mac fires that PCB number 23 like a shot from a gun at the restart. Look at Lockie McHugh. Put the move on Ando for 2nd. They go side by side, almost contact. Down into turns 3 and 4. Ryan Newton right up against the wall. He'll switch back to the low groove and try to get by Anderson for 3rd. McHugh to 2nd. Newton briefly into 3rd. There's Anderson. Huge crash. Huge crash for Grant Anderson.
Nasty, wasn't it?
Wow.
Hey, Murray Bridge, I know that he's walking away from the scene and the paramedics want to certainly look after him, but again, can I please get you to put your hands together, make a little bit of noise for the gun, Grant Anderson.
You can see Newton on the low side. McHugh there, just up ahead. They squeezed. Boy, oh boy.
Look at that invert where it grabbed the right front and actually inverted the car. Gee, that is a car destroyer right there. So pleased that he's climbed. Look at that invert.
Yeah, here's the onboard shot.
This is going to be some very, very vivid pictures. Oh, the wall cam is one of them. Gee, Clay per view have been perched up everywhere here at the bridge this weekend. They've caught a lot. That was deep. Look at that car. I don't know how many times that I'll need to see it to realise that that is one of the most frightening wrecks. They work through turn number 3 and 4. McHugh was mighty at the previous launch. He drops to the bottom, has a good look at the tail of the 23X as they fire out of turn number 2. Newton under pressure from the 2 car. The KMS number 2 fires his way to the ledge in turn number 4. Guards the spot, slides himself. Here comes Marcus Dumsney. He's into the mix in P5. Goes after 4 on Newton. Grabs it. Newton being bumped to P5. Jordan Charge, Kerry Manson in the mix. He works his way into the mix. Newton 5, Jordan Charge is 6, 7 is Kerry. Will Carroll, Chad Eli boy, Kerry. He's coming after Jordan Charge. Great battle. Oh, Will Carroll got the wall. Fires his way into turn number 4. McHugh. Here comes the 2 of Dane Kingshot. Drops to the bottom. Drag race down the back straightaway. He's in hot pursuit of McHugh. McFadden continues to lead. Newton plugs the bottom. He goes after P4 on Marcus Dumsney.
Right at the front of the field, J-Mac with Lockie McHugh for company. Almost both tagged the wall out of turn number 4. It's precision racing right up against the concrete. McFadden with a 6-car length break over McHugh.
James's car looking a little unsettled through 3 and 4. He squares it up. McHugh's going to catch him. He'll make ground here. We've got 14 laps remaining. Only 2 car lengths separating them down the back straight. And traffic looming. The first of them will be Michael Stewart. Further up, Dylan, then Inglis in the 80.
Marcus Dumsney coming on as well. Got the wing in the trunk, boys. He's coming up and he's into P3. He's got by Kingshot. He's on the lock. Oh, we've got a huge crash in front of the flag stand one more time. Jordan Charge, Chad Eli involved. And unfortunately, Matt Eagle has cut down a right rear in the 52.
Bridge, Chad Eli walking back now. The helmet is off. How about putting your hands together one more time for Chad Eli? Talk about brave. You talk about committed.
Front straight away. He can go any time he wants from about now. McHugh will try and get on the ski rope and come with him to the right. Marcus Dumsney and Dane Kingshot. Everyone 5th on back. Got checked up a little bit. Ryan Newton's in that 5th position. Kerry Madsen will come after him. Brody Davis again impressive. So is Ben Morris. J-Mac to the high side as Madsen puts a slider aggressively on the 66 of Newton. Kingshot's upstairs. He'll try and get a run on Lockie McHugh down the back straight away in the battle for 2nd and 3rd. J-Mac's checked out again a little bit here, boys, as Kingshot goes to the high groove. McHugh still in the 2nd spot. Keep an eye on the 2. It's 1v2 into turns 1 and 2. Marcus Dumsney still peppering on the low side. Here's Dane Kingshot in a race for 2nd and 3rd. Right up the top. Touches the wall out of 4. Unsettles the 2. McHugh holds sway in the 2nd position. Riding the wall of death is Dane Kingshot. Spectacular action here at Murray Bridge Speedway.
Yeah, let's watch him come off turn number 4. McHugh now just covers him on the low line. Dane's dropped to the bottom, although now switches to the top. In 1 and 2, Marcus having a crack on the bottom. Kerry Madsen, he's there in position at number 5, all over Marcus. He's starting to come on, but James, he's out in front by a quarter of a lap in the Brady Motorsport 23X. Is he set to claim his 3rd Australian title? Madsen now to the outside of Dumsney. Kingshot nearly into the fence. Madsen strikes. He goes past Kingshot and Dumsney. Kerry Madsen now up
Flat
into
right rear
3rd.
for Dane Kingshot. Right rear's gone away on the 2 car.
Well, that's devastating, isn't it, for the Cricky Motorsport outfit? They'll be lucky to finish from here. He's headed to the infield. Heartbreak for them. It's still James out in front. Lockie in 2nd. Madsen 3rd and Dumsney in 4th, Gav.
Boy, it's been a magic run from J-Mac. I'm not sure it's the most comfortable he's ever looked here at the bridge. But the PCB number 23 rips another lap off turn number 2. He thunders down the back straight away, this time by with 5 to run. What a run from Carey. He runs the top in turn number 4. Shoots down the main straightaway as McHugh's guarding the bottom. Lockie in the 1. The 26 of Carey. They'll drag race for P2. 4th is still Marcus Dumsney. 5 is Ryan Newton. Boy, they are running extreme outside and the extreme bottom here at the bridge. The Clearview Accessories Australian Sprint Car Championship is coming down to the wire. McFadden leads with 3 to run. Carey's gone by. Carey grabs 2nd. McHugh in a fight of his life for the Miners. Lockie drag races back off turn number 2. Into 3 they run wheel to wheel. This is for P2. 15 car lengths the advantage for your race leader, but it's on for P2. McHugh on the bottom. Carey pounding the top like a boss. 4th is still Dumsney. 5 is still Ryan Newton. This time by the white flag is out. 1 to run here at the bridge. Presented by Clearview Accessories, the 2025 Australian Sprint Car Champion. Works his way into 3 and 4. He fires the main straightaway, and J-Mac will win. An absolute classic one for the ages here at the bridge. And McFadden is the Australian Sprint Car Champion. What a race for the Miners as McHugh was gallant in the chase. Kerry Madsen again superb in the 26 for a top 3. Ryan Newton gets the better of that battle for P4, and 5th home will be Marcus Dumsney in the 47. Hey Murray Bridge, say hi to the new Australian Sprint Car Champion, James McFadden. Oh, I know it wasn't easy. Calculated, we used a number of times. Measured, we used a lot. And here comes the 23X. We need the green light. Let's watch for it. Waiting for confirmation. Here it is. He's got it. Woo-hoo! And how's the sportsmanship from this guy? Hey, Murray Bridge, I know we're celebrating a new champion, but what about putting your hands together for the outgoing Australian Sprint Car Champion in the SRV Road Freight Services entry? How about it for Lockie McHugh?
What about a moment right there, Gavin White. Kim Buswell achieved so much in this sport and now gets a coveted Australian Championship as crew chief for J-Mac.
Yeah, what an achievement for this newly formed team. And James, just the consummate professional. That was a dominant display, fellas.
The draft in hand. Going into the right shoe. Hey, Murray Bridge, how about some noise for the Australian Sprint Car Champion, James McFadden? There's another boot. That's a collector. Unbelievable. Come down here, Harry. The car was good. Murray Bridge, I present to you the 2025 Clearview Accessories Australian Sprint Car Champion, James McFadden. This is where I say to you again that you told me you needed to be better, and I feel like you had a little bit in reserve. And, man, you were measured, you were calculated, you did everything right, J-Mac. Congratulations.
Holy shit, that one's going to look good on this thing. Oh, man. Oh, that was brutal, mate. That's one of the hardest races I've raced. I just didn't know where to go. I thought there was going to be rubber at some point, and hitting the fence and bouncing off of it. It was, I don't know if it was fun to watch for the fans, but it was not that fun in the car for a few times, but it was, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully we made up for what we did last night and put a great spectacle on for everyone. Man, to get Buzzy's first Australian title is pretty special. So he's going to go down as probably one of the best ever crew chiefs. So thrilled to be a part of his career, and you know what Sheldon Brady has done and set this team up, and you know to achieve the things we have this year is pretty special.
It was an amazing race to watch. We felt you weren't comfortable. You said it yourself, you didn't know where to be, you banged the wall a few times, you were rooster tailing off the fence, but nobody showed their nose. You had a straightaway every time we looked.
Yeah, I really, honestly, mate, the harder I pushed, the worse I got, so I kind of tried to calm myself down and be calculated from the centre off and make sure I could get good runs so no one could slide me. I knew Lockie would have been pounding it. You know, we got to the back markers there and I kind of gauged myself off them and I could move around really good, so I knew we had a great car, but man, what a feeling. What a feeling this is. Having the one on the car is pretty special, mate. You're a kid growing up watching Rushy and Brooke Tatnell and Gary Brazier and Kerry and guys like that, and now to be a 3-time is pretty special. I hope Sheldon's realised the legacy that he has built with the 23 car and what we've achieved this year. And it sucks we don't have something like World Series to try and go for the 3-peat, but we're super happy, mate, and Sheldon's put everything into this deal. And
come on, folks, one more time. Your Clearview Accessories Australian Sprint Car Champion here at the bridge, James McFadden. What a moment. What an event. What a race. I want to move into the runner-up position. I know we're sitting right up here on the main straightaway.
James was real fast, and he was running the cushion good, and yeah, we're still having some power steering issues. I don't know what we got going on there, but yeah, kind of surrendered on the top towards the end there. I couldn't really hold on to it anymore up there, so yeah, just sort of went down to the bottom. There was a bit of rubber there, and those last few laps sort of started to get rolled pretty good, and sort of caught back up to him a little bit in those closing laps. But you know, James and Buzzy, they've been really fast this whole last week, so they definitely deserve to get this one.
Yeah, I come alive there the last bit, and it was like, shit, I got a chance here. I was racing lucky, got him, and Bubba Liberty got me back, but I thought we were pretty good there, right? We were on 5 or 8 to go. But really happy with the run we had to get up to a podium, which is really great. Can't thank Diamond Bay Motorsports enough. Paul, Steve, the crew, Josh, Cameron, Brady. Just a great team. I want to thank Stephen Begum, Geotech, they're here watching, and Devil Race Karts, absolutely. It's such a great little team. I really enjoyed being a part of it, and I appreciate the opportunity they've given me. And I really want to say hello to my wife back home in Iowa, where it's cold. And I really want to thank the race fans and everybody involved for sticking this out. And, you know, obviously last night what we wanted, but what a main that was. And hopefully that made up for it. And congratulations to Team Brady and James, the best team at the moment. So probably deserving A1 champion.
JJ Hamilton and Callum Harper, Mitchell G, Joel Berkeley, Atkins, Vic Nicola, Ian Botcher Classic 2024 to the green. And straight away, JJ Hamilton to the bottom. Callum Harper through the top, and Berkeley's going to look through the middle. Side by side into 3 and 4 for the first time. The whole way back through the entire A-main field, side by side. JJ checks out by a car length. Back to Harper. Berkeley up the third over G. Back to Mick Nicola. Atkins, Kane, Pascoe and Wilson. Beginning to settle into a groove. There goes Berkeley. Up another spot. Looking for a second on the inside of Harper. Slides up a little bit. Harper drives back on the top. Levels up into 3. Decent battle for the podium here. Mikoska 39 of Berkeley gets a run. This time out of turn number 4 into 1 and 2. 3 laps down. 47 to run, and JJ Hamilton a perfect start.
This one is a bit of a marathon though. 50 laps a journey. Here comes Trent Wilson on the outside of Darren Kane. Trent Wilson, the car making momentum on the top side. Zach Brims gets up there too. Hamilton, still your leader with 6 down, 44 to run. Wilson has made his way to 6th position. Now he closes in on the back of Mick Nicola. He's in this battle for 3rd position. Harper under pressure has Mitchell G, the defending champion of the Ian Botcher Classic, right behind him. But Trent Wilson, the man to watch right now, just locks it into P5.
Looks to the outside of Mick Nicola, in front of him Harper and G side by side. Wilson has the car past Nicola. The V3 on the inside, no answer to the high side. Movements of the 44. You want your race leader though, JJ Hamilton. Under a little bit of pressure now from Joel Berkeley. The 48 had a fantastic jump on the start, but now really closing in this battle for the lead. Zach Brims right on the top side at the tail of this one through the bottom of your shot. Battle absolutely everywhere on this track, still 3 wide for the Miners.
So we're closing for the lead. You can see the car all over the racetrack through the field. Closing up for the lead, closing up this battle for 3rd and 4th. There's your leaders, Hamilton and Berkeley. G now has Wilson all over the back bumper. Hamilton in traffic, goes past Dalton, the first car to go a lap down in tonight's feature race. And the 81 just rolls to the top of the racetrack, Trudge.
This battle for position number 3, the Titan Garages and Sheds 11, last year's winner Mitchell G. With some company through 1 and 2 this time. Your Isuzu Trucks car battles to the high side. Jai O'Brien pulls in on the 99. We stay with the battle. Mitchell G, Trent Wilson. Jeez, he's been good on this high side so far this race. Cars continue to work through the lap traffic. JJ restores his little buffer that he has over 2nd place Berkeley and Ash Bergmeyer. They are 3 wide into 1 and 2 lap traffic. Blue flag frantically waving in race control, but I tell you what, he's got company now. They go 3 wide through lap traffic with Berkeley in the battle. Timed his run nicely, just couldn't quite lock it in. Mitchell G underneath the Lucas Roberts, trying to buy in here as these front 2 cars try and carve away through this thick lap traffic.
Chess match out there, being fought at about 120 k's an hour. The Super's putting on. Here goes G to the outside for 2nd. There's contact down the main straight away.
Berkeley and G, rub panels momentarily coming into turn 1. Berkeley has it spot into 3, but Mitchell G will look low. Berkeley going to be stuck a little bit with this lap traffic, and G gets through. Oh, very close stuff down into 1 and 2 once again. Berkeley slide job up in front of Mitchell G. We've got one heck of a super sedan race on our hands.
Oh, the slide job's in traffic. Berkeley goes back to second. G still third. Wilson fourth. Callum Harper fifth. But look at this guy coming on strong in sixth position. Darren Kane, the Australian champion, closing in on Callum Harper right now. Your leader still in traffic, and Berkeley is just reeling him in. Fish on, Berkeley making ground. Hell for leather on your leader and levels up with JJ Hamilton in traffic. Hamilton slowed up on the bottom. Here comes Berkeley right now.
Watch yourself, JJ, because you got the McCosker 39 to your outside, and he follows a quicker car through. They've been, oh no, he's clout to the wall big time. Berkeley, the spins in front of your leader. The 99 does well to stay out of the way, nose it into the fence. And with 21 to go, the first time we can take a breath.
Let's go to the next replay to see what the first yellow was. So this is Berkeley. He's going to slap the wall in the back straight away. Look at it. Looked way more dramatic from the infield. All four wheels are off the ground from down here. And that happened right in front of your lead two cars. Hamilton goes to the top. Berkeley picks the bottom. And Harper's going to pick up a spot here.
Up into third for Callum Harper.
Wow. Bring us back to green and a nice even start. Berkeley slide job for the lead. Hamilton switch back to the inside and takes the lane away. Berkeley straight back underneath. Slides across the nose. Is this the Chili Bowl or is this the Ian Botcher Classic? We got slide jobs galore in super sedans and high-tech oils to Toowoomba Speedway.
3 wide for the second spot. Berkeley will look once again. Holds the car up in the middle of the turn. Doesn't quite get the power or momentum to push through for the full slide job for the lead. Mitchell G's turn now. Slides down though, looks up high. Berkeley powers round. Meanwhile, Callum Harper, the T22, biding his time down low, waiting for these guys to take each other out up to the fence for a little excursion in the 22. Underneath the Wilson who got tight. Zach Brims in this battle now. Darren Kane. Where has Brims come from? Right in this battle for the top 5 on the outside looking in.
And Harper throws the slider to make his way through to P4, settling down into a rhythm. Berkeley just gets himself settled, starts to stalk Hamilton. Look at the turn entry speed from Joel Berkeley. He pulled in a car length that time. Here we go, down the main straightaway. Stays right behind him. Hayden Brims retires to the infield with 17 to run.
To level up, had to slow the car mid-corner to avoid contact there. Front 4 cars in a ding-dong battle. Berkeley slips up, G goes through. Nothing in it at the moment. Harper to the inside of Berkeley. Wasn't expecting that. Joel fights back on the top. Superb racing from your super sedans.
Just biding his time to perfection. Berkeley still third. Harper fourth. Slide job for the lead in traffic, and Hamilton fights back around the outside. Now Berkeley, slide job. He's going to go 2 for 1. He gets a lap car in. Mitchell G. G switches back underneath. What a race contact. Down the back straight away. And now all of a sudden the race is off the Richter scale.
Oh, Berkeley rolls the car across the nose of G. Meanwhile, while these two are going at it, super sedan slide job through lap traffic. Take me now. I've seen it all. Look at the way Joel Berkeley backs it into the cushion. Toowoomba's not half bad at the moment, race fans. Right.
Berkeley starts to close in, as I say, that has a bubble off turn number 4. Oh, Brody Boss is slowing at the top of the racetrack. We might go yellow here. We might go yellow. Boss is slow. Meanwhile, traffic is closing up. Berkeley, a little look to the inside of Hamilton. Darren Kane has stopped as well. Kane has stopped on the main straightaway, and we go yellow. What will this young star at the front do? He picks the top side again. Oh, Berkeley on the bottom. The Ian Botcher Classic is back to green. And Berkeley is going to throw the slide. Oh, the car's broken. Oh no, JJ Hamilton is in the concrete. Can Hamilton continue? The Dondex replay. I almost thought the car broke, Bordy, but I think he just... Oh, he grabbed the inside concrete.
Oh, no.
That's why it slid up the track at a rate of knots. He grabbed the inside wall.
We saw earlier today that inside lip where the clay's built up, where it was so wet. See the car lift up, catch straight ahead into the concrete fence. And
Berkeley in the infield. Hamilton goes to top. Mitchell G goes to the bottom. He'll restart on the inside pole. Look at Sean Black. Has gone up 3 spots. Look at Matt Pascoe. He'll restart on the inside in position number 5. Let's go back to green with 6 to run the Inbotcher Classic. Hamilton, is the car okay? G straight back upstairs. Sean Black on the bottom. Up to 3rd. Harper to 4th. Pascoe to 5th right now. And the big names come to 4. Oh, Zach Brims. We're going to park him up. The top of turn 4. Brims was ailing before that. The positive side is JJ's still rolling around out the front. Just grab that inside concrete, just trying for everything with that slider. Geez, it looked like a fun race between you and Mitchell G and JJ at the front. That looked like a lot of fun out there, mate.
Yeah, that was a ball. I buggered up and tagged the inside wall, and I don't know. Apologies to JJ. I hope he can go win this deal because I almost took him out of it. But all on me. Brady gave me a ripper car. We'll just tad snug over in 1 and 2, but we'll pretty good. And felt like we had a shot there. We just got a bit screwed over with the yellows, but it's just racing and that's how it goes. So
the Inbotcher Classic. Can JJ Hamilton exercise the demons and hang on?
Leads us around the higher side through 1 and 2 on the restart. Mitchell G dives underneath the back crash bar of the 48. These front 3 cars are it. Mitchell G, Callum Harper doing everything they can.
Thanks. How's the meal? Beautiful, lovely steak. It's time for us to get into the second set of awards, Hall of Fame for the first section. And these are what we call the industry awards. And these are not anything to do with competitors. These are the people that actually make our sport run. And so we love this. From a sport development officer role, which I take care of Queensland. My good mate here, Nev, looks after Victoria and Tassie, and you're going to get to meet our staff as they come up tonight to help present these, because these are the people that we deal with all the time. In fact, we spend more time talking to these people than we do really to competitors, because the competitors talk to their own little governing bodies. Well, not little, big governing bodies as well. So we're about to find out some really amazing contributors to our sport. Can you do me a favour to come and tell us who the finalists are for this first award? Would you please put your hands together for Mildura's own Mr. Nev Ross? Well, what's the name of that alcohol place that it looks like you're from the logo from?
Ned's Whiskey?
That's it. That's not an alcohol place, it's actual product. Mate, it's been a massive, massive year. It'd be fair to say we're pretty proud of our people.
Yeah, very proud of our people. This is the biggest year Speedway's ever seen. We've had more events, more competitors, more licence holders than the sport's ever witnessed, and that's a true testament to everybody that we're about to celebrate tonight.
Fantastic. All right, we are going to have a look at the first of our awards. This is the 2025 Innovation Promotion Event of the Year, and this has been expanded into event because there is so many amazing events that are happening now that we've incorporated this into this. Would you please do us a favour and give us the finalists with that lovely mic there?
This one's going to work. All right, the finalists are Napa Speedway Sprint Cars in the City, the Perth Motorplex for the High Limit International, and the South Burnett Speedway Club for the Kings Royal.
And the winner is... Oh, he's ripped the sticker. He's pulled the tear off. That was funny. That needed way more laughs. And the winner is...
Napa Speedway Sprint Cars in the City.
In 2024, the Velo Adelaide 500 celebrated its 25th anniversary, introducing the Napa Speedway Sprint Cars in the City as part of the celebrations. For the first time in history, a temporary speedway circuit was built in Adelaide's CBD. Fans packed the temporary venue on King Rodney Park Cricket Oval inside the Adelaide 500 circuit, witnessing Speedway on a purpose-built dirt track, attracting a diverse audience of motorsport enthusiasts, corporate partners and casual attendees. This bold initiative, driven by the South Australian Motorsport Board in collaboration with Sprint Cars South Australia, showcased Speedway's versatility, engaging a wider demographic and elevating the sport's profile nationally and internationally. The Napa Speedway Sprint Cars in the City has set a new benchmark, proving Speedway can thrive in non-traditional environments and bringing the sport closer to its existing and new fans.
Put your hands together for the SA Motorsport Board, SA Sprint Cars. Come on up, guys, receive your award. Oh, they're right here. Well. This is cool. Is it fair to say, apart from Napa Speedway in the City, Beck, that this is the first Speedway event you've been to?
Correct. And it's amazing. What a beautiful community of people. Everyone's very friendly, and I thought the Hall of Fame was fantastic.
Oh, that's good. Well, we've got you in now. You're part of the family now. No doubt there is a lot of people to thank for this. It was a big effort.
It was, and I guess just on behalf of the South Australian Motorsport Board, I just want to thank Speedway Australia and everyone that voted for us to win the award tonight. We really try to bring new initiatives to the event every year that elevate the spectator experience, and Speedway absolutely delivered that for us last year. And there was lots of people involved, so just quickly I want to thank the organising committee. I want to thank Adam from Sprint Cars SA. I'd like to thank Napa, our naming rights partner, and just all of the teams, the drivers, the volunteers, everyone that got behind it. We really, really appreciate it.
It's so fantastic, and what an amazing opportunity it was for us. Gnomes, you worked so hard on this. Be honest, what was your first impressions of the Speedway community?
I have to say I'm a newly converted Speedway fan, so I had no idea. I went up to Murray Bridge, probably I think it was September-ish or something, and saw one and went I'm in, we're in. Let's do this.
You're like a full convert. That's so good. I'd love to... there's so much to know about this story, and really this has been a gift for us. Nathan Kaiser, he's got this half grin on his face here. But, mate, this original idea, I think, actually was a conversation between you and Brent Kratzman, yeah?
Yeah, and it was Matthew Goff too, who's part of the Adelaide 500, or BP Adelaide Grand Final, as I should call it. Yeah, so it was the three of us. And yeah, it took off from there.
It was amazing. Did you think, shouldn't be too hard, couple of fences, couple of concrete walls, bit of clay?
3,800 tonne of dirt, 120 concrete barriers and fences. No, it wasn't that hard.
It wasn't that hard. And you had some good people putting that dirt in there too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I see Perth Motorplex up there, and these two gentlemen down here, Gav and Mikey, were unbelievable to work with. Liz Weaver, you guys are very lucky to have a lady like her. She is outstanding. Ian Cartledge, I think, isn't here tonight, but he was amazing. And then the Dirt Whisperer, Alan Barley. Yeah. What a man.
He was a pretty
incredible fella.
There's a guy down there who's got his arm up against his hand there, and Adam Curry. Was he a good representation of us as Speedway people?
No, terrible. Terrible. No, terrific fella, and grateful to have been able to work with him. Gnomes and I put a lot of work in with Org Committee, and people like him and Gav and Mikey, and they're amazing. Yeah. Fantastic.
We're really, really proud of what you guys have achieved in making sure we got the best out of this. I'm just going to ask one last question. We've seen we're going again. It's bigger and better, Gnomes?
Bigger and better. 3 nights, so 3 nights of racing, and then the theme of the night seems to be the next generation. So Saturday and Sunday is a Junior Cup Championship with junior sedans and junior Formula 500s. So let's shine some spotlight on them.
Very cool. How thankful are we? Can you please thank these guys? And well done. Congratulations on the award. Well done. How cool. Well deserved, well deserved. All right, to help us with this next award, I'm going to ask a guy who you'll probably hear his voice when you phone this place. Put your hands together for Scott S.J. Jenkins. You may have heard of this. This is the guy who answers the phone at Speedway Australia most of the time. And when you'll tell if he's in a good mood. It's all based on whether the Geelong Cats actually did all right on the weekend or not. But what you don't realise, if you're up for a chat, particularly during the sort of quieter time now, you want to talk sprint car history, this guy is a flipping encyclopedia. He is unbelievable. Anyway, I've pumped you up a bit. We're going to look now at the 2025 Photographer of the Year. SJ, take it away with the finalists.
No worries. Thanks, Ben. So the nominations for the 2025 Photographer of the Year are Nikita Pollock, Northern Territory, Richard Hathaway, Western Australia, and Zach Phelan from New South Wales.
Ooh, that's cool. Zach Phelan, he is an up-and-comer. Interestingly, very quite... there's a bit of mentoring going on there with our actual official photographer for tonight, Gavin Skeen, who has actually had a lot to do with Zach and Nikita's roles in photography. Righto, you've got the winner. The winner is...
The winner for the 2025 Photographer of the Year is Richard Hathaway, Western Australia.
Despite the Photographer of the Year award recognising a different winner every year since 2016, West Australian Richard Hathaway is now the first two-time and back-to-back winner after claiming the prize last year in Melbourne. After the 2024 award, Auto Action magazine produced a full feature on Richard's work, noting his passion and eye for detail while capturing his philosophy and approach to the craft. Once again in 2024-25, Richard ventured outside of the familiar territory of WA venues to capture some of the blue ribbon events on the East Coast, including Murray Bridge, Tolma and Warrnambool. Richard's masterful studio race car shots could be the secret sauce that distinguishes him in the industry, showcasing the sport in a showroom environment in stark contrast to the race car's native dirt track home.
There he is, the winner, Richard Hathaway. Is this a look, or is this because I just got to, this is the Elvis look here. Let's look at the good. Come on out here, mate, so everyone can see you. First time somebody's got this back-to-back and 2 times.
Yeah, I thought once will be enough, but yeah, grateful to grab it again. Thank you.
It's pretty cool. There's a good relationship with photographers across Australia, and dare I say it, particularly the guys like you who are up at that next level. It's amazing the way you talk together, encourage each other, and just get the best out of each other.
Yeah, we're all good mates. Like everywhere we go to, we all have a good chat and whatever else. And if we miss a shot, hopefully someone alongside us got it with no bagging out or anything like that. So no, we all get on pretty good.
You're pretty passionate about presenting our sport the way it deserves to be. What motivates that?
Just to lift the level. Like it's a great sport. The studio stuff that I do, it's to bring the sprint cars into the V8 sort of era, like with the level of promotion work that they get, and our sport deserves it. It's the best we can do it, so yeah, that's what I try and do.
Absolutely, no doubt there's people to thank, mate.
The big ones like home track there, Gav and the crew there, they put it on. Mikey's, I'm walking around with an angle grinder and he's like trying to chase me out of the joint because can't get the good angles without a hole in the fence somewhere. So we try and do that, but we know that we're not allowed to. So having to lift the game there, going remote cameras and stuff like that, trying to get the shots there. So I promised the boys to give them a shot that we got there with high limits. To my detriment, it was 52 degrees on the track at the day that I was making up some holes in the fence and a little cage to make it all work and all that. But in the end, we got the shot, so it was worth it, and something to go forward for the next year with the high limits coming over, especially. Good shots for promoting stuff, and to go to the government to say, hey, look, we need more money to make these events, and that is bums in the seats in the crowd. So you get those sort of shots and you got a full crowd, it just makes it easy for Gavin, those sort of guys to, let's make this event bigger and better.
I love that. See, the whole point is that he's constantly thinking about how to resource the sport. You pick that up, it really is amazing, and your mates and all of your colleagues across Australia are all the same. We're just so thankful for every single photographer we have in this sport, and you're leading the way, mate. Thank you.
No worries, thank you.
There it is, Richard Hathaway, ladies and gentlemen. Cool deal. All right, we're going to move into now volunteer official / marshal of the year. And to do that, I'm going to welcome up a young man from Western Australia. Would you please welcome Mitchell Berliner? Oh, mate. Honestly, I think there's way too much banter that goes on. Come on out here a little bit. It's been a big year. A lot of development with you and Nev doing the junior stuff around Australia. It's cool.
It's cool. We talk about the future of our sport, and without those kids getting involved and us nurturing them, we don't have future races, we don't have future officials, we don't have a sport. So to get around to 12 different locations from Tassie right up to Broome in the north of WA and everywhere in between has been really cool for Nev and I, but a brilliant opportunity to develop the kids in our sport.
Yeah, I actually had a phone call from 2 actual track operators in Queensland who hosted the whole junior development concept, and some were a little skeptical, so it's like, whatever, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then both of them rang me after, and so these guys would do the program on a weekend that was usually not long before the actual kids got to race in competition. And both times, the feedback from the promoter was, we cannot believe how different, how much cleaner their racing is, how much faster they are, and how much better it was to watch. And so you're kicking goals.
We are. A kid up in Cairns it was, Jai Cottrell, he first race out this season, he won the feature in the top stars, and he was a new star, knee-high to a grasshopper, started last season for Cairns up there, and they're doing great things, and our kids right across our junior classes, whatever it might be, are doing a fantastic job.
Very proud. He's just like a dad, isn't he? All right, we're going to get on with this. We're going to go into volunteer, official, marshal of the year, and the finalists are...
The finalists for the 2025 Volunteer, Official or Marshal of the Year are Pam Franz, Speedway Sedans, Queensland, Jerome Sutton, WA Chief Steward, and Adam Curry, Sprint Cars South Australia President and Race Director.
And your winner is...
The winner of the 2025 Volunteer, Official or Marshal of the Year is Adam Curry, Sprint Cars South Australia.
As president of Sprint Cars South Australia, Adam Curry has been a driving force behind the sport in his state, highlighted by his amazing contribution to the groundbreaking Napa Speedway in the City initiative at the 2024 Adelaide 500. A passionate volunteer, Adam dedicates countless hours outside his full-time job, driven by a deep commitment to the sport. His leadership is reflected in his hands-on approach, from race day operations to supporting drivers and teams on and off the track. Adam's proactive problem-solving, positive attitude and ability to unite the community have earned him the respect of racers, officials and fans alike, increasing participation, improving race day operations and elevating the profile of sprint car racing in the state. Despite being a likeable larrikin, Adam has a clear vision of what speedway racing can be in South Australia and is fueled by an inspirational passion to see the sport thrive for the decades to come.
Yes, Adam Curry! All right, step forward here. So I know what's going through your mind right now is, everyone's going to think I got this because Liz is my partner.
Well, I feel it's a setup because...
Yeah.
And this is probably why Nathan didn't even mention me in his speech, because he knew I was going to have my own. Yeah, no, it's mind-blowing. It really is. Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, just for the sake of it, clarifying it, the reality is this goes to a board of judges, and I want to say this for your sake, because I know they'll be like, oh, what? But the reality is you were chosen because of the level of commitment. Did you have any clue how many hours you were going to spend when you took on that job of SA president?
No. No, nothing. I mean, yeah, we just... You know, like I was a competitor, I was a car owner. I finished all that and decided that, South Australia, they needed a hand. So I decided to do the job. Did not even think how many hours was going to be in it, but I'm just so thankful that there's so many people around me that that also help out. This isn't me. This is a good team of people. I've got, just in South Australia, Terry Barry, who, he's there every weekend. He helps. We've got an amazing group of people, but look, it's a big haul. I didn't understand it, but we put in and tried to help out.
He's right on the edge, isn't he? There's a part of me as his mate that just really wants to take him over the edge into tears, but it wouldn't be fair. Some people, you've obviously already acknowledged Terry, some other people to thank.
Yeah, don't do it to me, Benny. No, look, it's just, there's a great bunch of people that help out. I need to thank Liz. All the Speedway Australia team have had a tough 12 months, really tough. And all of you guys have worked together so well. I don't think... I don't think people realise how much these guys have been through. As a group, there's 7 people that... you guys are stuck through it. Sorry. But yeah, so without that, Speedway doesn't exist. There's a lot more people out there than me that are doing this volunteer role. I've done what I've done, and we were probably in the limelight with the Adelaide 500. I probably was. There's a lot of other people at grassroots and all that sort of stuff that are putting in a huge amount of effort. And without volunteers, this sport's nowhere. And look, the more people that are here without their own agenda, that are just here for the sport, is the best thing we can do. Yeah.
Adam Curry. Well done. Your volunteer official marshal of the year. Did anyone video him at the table when his name came up on the finalists? Yes. I want to see that video. All right. The lady that's got lots of accolades tonight, put your hands together for Liz. Oh, is it Liz Weaver next? Hold on. No, it's not. It's Michael Braggs, who now I see out of my peripheral vision. Put your hands together for the New South Wales Sport Development Officer and Safety Officer, Michael Braggs. And anybody in drag racing will be like, hang on, wasn't he a drag racing guy? Come on out here a little bit. Mate, you've spent a lot of time in drag racing and speedway and all of that. It really is amazing to see how you've got around this whole thing. You've sort of got all these different spectrums of motorsport.
Yeah, I've had a double at everything, really. Anything with wheels, I'll have a go at. Did the drag racing a long time, but growing up as a kid, my family was speedway. Always wanted to do it. Dad never wanted the mud back in the garage, so I had to wait till I moved out, and he was happy with drag cars because no mud. Anyway, once I moved out and then realised here's my opportunity, and I just wanted to lease a car, have a go. Next thing I know, I've got a truck and cars and spares, and as we all know in this room, that's how it goes. You get bitten by the bug, and here we are, continue doing it.
It really is cool for us because what racetrack? Your mum and dad ran a racetrack in Victoria, didn't they?
Yeah, Granite Park Raceway in Seymour, Victoria. It was pretty wild, big, massive. I don't know, it was about half mile, I think. No fences, and you'd end up in the bushes. And
how old were you?
Probably till I was about 5, I think. My mum used to be the commentator, so they'd bring her car around. She'd walk down the stairs, wouldn't commentate the ladies' race, come back, commentate, and then I'd be up in nappies in the tower lap scoring.
Yeah, brilliant. He's a decorated lap scorer as well. Brilliant. It's so good having a racer on our staff because it just gives you so many different insights. This is the guy who says nothing in the staff meeting, until we go, all right, we're decided then. And he go, yeah, but what about... And we go, Braggsy! and it's always what we end up going with, right? But anyway, that's the sort of guy he is. Mate, can you please help me out here? We're going to go to the Media Award. Is that right? Is it the right one we're doing?
I think we're on the wrong page.
Yeah, we are. We are actually on the wrong page. We're going to go to the Media Person Group Outlet. That's right.
Like the one.
All right, step up there and give us the finalists, please, sir.
Not sure how you work up here with these lights pointing on you, but anyway. The 2025 Media Person Group or Outlet finalists are Ben Jordan, Hour of Power, Dean Neal, Night Thunder, or Cody Smith, Codeman Racing.
Your winner is?
And the winner is the 2025 Media Person Group Outlet of the Year is Dean Neal, Night Thunder.
2023 Media Person of the Year, Dean Neal, is once again being honoured for his amazing contribution to the sport in the 2024-25 season through the Night Thunder program on the Seven Network. Spearheaded by the production of the Maddington Toyota Sprint Car Series, the Night Thunder program's 10 episodes this season featured the High Limit International, in addition to the USA versus Australia Sprint Car Speed Week and the Australian Late Model Championship, attracting an average of over 72,000 views per episode through the 7 Plus app, available on all smart devices. Australians consumed a staggering 15 million minutes of Speedway on the 7 Plus app over a 3-month span. However, it's the associated content on the 7 Sports social media platforms that has confirmed to the 7 Network that the Australian sporting market has a very healthy appetite for Speedway, eclipsing 12 million views over the 10 episodes. Dean's tireless pursuit of excellence, coupled with his passion for the sport, has presented Speedway with a fresh opportunity to expand its reach and popularity and become the nationally respected motorsport that it deserves to be.
Hello everyone from Channel 7 Perth. Part of the reason I can't attend tonight is because of my work here as supervising producer with 7's AFL. I would love to be there with you all. Winning this media award means so much from an industry I really love. Thank you 7 Network, Head of Sport Chris Jones, Andrew and Powell in Motorsport, Kirsty Bradmore on the digital front, and 7 AFL boss Gary O'Keefe for their huge support and behind the scenes belief in Night Thunder. They've all told me this is a world-class motorsport coverage, let alone for Speedway. To everyone at Perth Motorplex, I know you'll get sick of hearing Gavin Mygrove's name tonight, but he and his team are best of breed and a key part of our success. Jeff Kendrick, Marcel Brazer and the Sprint Car Entrance Group, thank you so much. Our sponsors, 7 Sport, Maddington Toyota, Asphalt Recyclers Australia and Scarterfield Smash Repairs, I'm so grateful to you all. To Christian and his show screens team, without you this production would not exist. Hugs to you. Our commentary team are top notch, led by Matt Nolte, Chad Naylong, Greg Rust, as well as the brilliant track announcing team. Awesome work, guys. In closing, I can confirm that we're likely to place a number of live Night Thunder coverages on free-to-air TV around Australia next summer on the 7 Network. This will be history in the making. Live Speedway on free-to-air linear TV as well as 7 Plus. Exciting times ahead. Thanks again.
Dean Neal. And to accept the award, Veronica McCann.
Red hot running.
Step forward, please, Ronnie. This is cool. You and Dino are good mates.
Definitely. He actually gave me my nickname, so fun fact.
There it is, Red Hot Ronnie, who's also getting back in a sprint car. But that's a story for another time. We're very proud of what he has achieved and the whole team.
Yeah, those numbers that just came up on the screen are absolutely incredible for a state-based series. So you really have to look at what Dino's basically spearheaded, and with the support of 7 Sport and what, you know, Gavin Mygrove, Jeff Kendrick and Marcel Brazer, like, it's phenomenal what they've got going on and the team of people that are backing that. And the Maddington Toyota Sprint Car Entrance Group, man, it's damn cool to be a part of it.
And even more, you'll be driving in it, but that's another story. So, one last question. He said something there about likely. It's such a Dino thing to say, mate. It's pretty likely, mate. He goes, you're likely to get some free-to-air. Now, we understand that everything's free-to-air now because it's on the app. But he's talking about antenna TV for the old school people.
He's talking about antenna TV, again, phenomenal. He was, you know, we were lucky enough at the SEG presentation night where he was able to announce that. And for all of the teams, the sponsors and everything that goes into that series, that bar is incredibly high, and that's a fantastic outcome for those guys to I think it's 7 mate that it's going to potentially go on, a handful of shows. That's, you can't ask for much more.
Absolutely fantastic. Put your hands together for Veronica McCann, receiving on behalf of Dean Neal. As now, we welcome up to help us out. She's got a lot of mentions tonight. We're going to bring up for Track of the Year, put your hands together for Liz Weaver, who I think has probably visited more racetracks than anybody in Australia. We almost need to set up a passport type thing, because this is the girl who comes and does most of the track inspections, and it's been a big year.
It's been a huge year. I work with a fantastic team of staff, and I'm very proud to be involved in this great sport. I was born into it, and I can't thank everyone enough who participates in our great sport.
Brilliant. We're all on the edge, aren't we? Let's just get over here and get this done. All right, we're going to go into what I believe to be the most improved track of the year. Let's have a look at the finalists.
So our finalists for this year's Most Improved Track of the Year are Tolma Speedway, Bordertown, South Australia, Manjimup Speedway from Manjimup in Western Australia, and Alexandra and District Speedway in Alexandra, Victoria.
The envelope, please. It's nice and quiet, isn't it? The winner of the Most Improved Track of the Year is
Tolma Speedway, Bordertown, South Australia.
There's venue renovations and then there's total transformations. And Bordertown, South Australia's Tolma Speedway has undergone a major facelift to become the most talked about speedway venue in the nation. The project began with securing digital scans of the much-loved I-55 Speedway in Peebly, Missouri to replicate on the existing Bordertown site, before dismantling the old track to improve safety and functionality. Engineers redesigned the track, requiring 150,000 cubic metres of dirt to reshape the surface, before adding new concrete walls, catch fences and Velo LED lights, alongside electronic flags and a modern PA system for better race management and fan communication. The redevelopment was funded through a combination of a $1 million government grant and $2 million in in-kind donations from the local community, with volunteers contributing their time and skills. The project faced challenges, especially securing funding and starting the rebuild. However, the involvement of young volunteers has been a key aspect, ensuring the next generation is invested in the sport's future in the area.
Tolma Speedway. Look at this team. How good. Come on, keep your applause going. What a crew. It is absolutely a team effort. Good on you guys. This is very cool. Oh, the whole lot. You can see some of the banter up here. Here we go. It takes a village. All right. Snow, we're going to talk to you very, very quickly here, mate. This is a huge deal. Did you have any idea what you were taking on when you decided to pull down the old Tolma Speedway and start the new one?
The first concrete wall was the easy part, pulling it out. Yeah, a bit of an idea, but knew it was going to be a big job. When we pulled it out, we had no money. Like, this is why everyone's up here, because the community's built it. We had no money. We got all the local farmers supply fuel and earth moving equipment. We just dug a big hole in the ground, and then
it's like out of the castle, isn't it? Snow dug a hole, right? Yeah.
Dug a hole in the ground, made a mess in the middle of town. So then we went to council, lobbied them and our state government, and they give us $1 million to put into materials. And then, you know, all these people up here were been out there to build it. The materials, the money covered the materials. Yeah.
It's amazing, though, because we're going to need to pull back on this whole thing, because I know that a few people would have gone, oh, $1 million, I can build something with $1 million. The effort to get the million, that's the thing. How much work was that?
It was pretty challenging. Like, there was change of government, federal and state, so we were nearly over the line with that, and then that all changed, and then it got to the end, and we just had to have some money to get keep the project moving.
Amazing. I get the impression, I get the feeling, and talking to some of you guys, like there's been some dark nights of the soul in this process, some nights where you felt really defeated.
Oh, yeah. To get that money, we didn't have that, we were able to put good lighting in and buy good materials to build it. So if we didn't get that money, we were going to have to, start looking at second-hand material and, just hustling and bustling to try to find it. But that million was huge.
Absolutely huge. All right, how good is it having these? You just see the photos of the young volunteers? How cool. You need to show some appreciation because, let's face it, this is not common. Which one of you guys is going to tell me something? Who's happy to chat? Hilton? Yeah. Who's talking? Yeah? I don't know. Just step forward for me. Mate, what drew you to this? Because most people your age are out or they're on a screen or they're doing something, but I've seen you guys did a lot of hours.
Yeah, it was challenging for all three of us, but I guess with everything we got to learn over the way and the experience that we'll have for the rest of our life is something pretty cool to have.
Yeah, it is cool. You got some skills. You learned some skills like a bit of welding.
Yeah, we learned a lot, and not only like the on-hand stuff and a lot of, just everything involved in it. We were all there like every night, and Jack especially and Cooper, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
It is very, very cool. Snow, one last thing I'll get you to. Obviously, there's some other people that you want to thank as well.
Yeah, like our whole community, our local council, our state government, Speedway in SA's got a bright future, I think. The Adelaide 500, how cool was that? We want to run the weekend before it, Mount Gambier, Bordertown. Before that 500, ACDC at the 500 is pretty cool for our sport.
It sounds like you're more interested in the ACDC part, but that's all right. That's all right. Is it possible, Kays, could we organise him to get on a guitar? Just for, you can do it, you can make it happen. All right. There is so much of this story to tell, and also acknowledging, of course, the other finalists. There was quite a few tracks that had put in a nomination for Most Improved, which is we all benefit. Yes, these guys get the win tonight, but so many tracks across Australia have really dug deep to really improve their facilities and make it a better user experience, and you guys have led the way. Absolutely inspirational.
Yeah, our next challenge is to, we're building cars for these kids now. We probably haven't done a lot up the track, but we're getting old cars, we're cutting them in half. The LS Sprint cars, they're coming, just turning 16. Isla had to go there the other day, practice. So our aim is to get 10 local cars and get out there on a Friday night and get some practice laps and then get amongst it, yeah.
It's inspirational, isn't it? Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone from Tolma Speedway in Bordertown. Congratulations, mate. Good job. Good on you guys. Wow. It was really rapt to see Manjimup in the finalists as well. That is just so cool. I love that racetrack. If anyone's never been to Manjimup, you've got to go there. So what's it, 6 metres fall? So if you've never been to Manjimup, it's like there's turn 1 and 2, and then it starts to go, there's about 6 metres fall onto the back straight, then they come back up. It is mind-blowing. Alrighty, we're into our final award for the second section, and this is the J.R. Crook Speedway Track of the Year. The reason why it's got a name, for those of you who are not up to speed, a couple of years ago, we were going to celebrate the centenary of Speedway, which was always talked about in Maitland on solo bikes, and that is absolutely true. Now, solo bikes and cars together had a very, very close relationship. But Michael Braggs, our New South Wales guy who you just met, he just started. And I said, hey, mate, centenary's coming up here this year, 2023. It's going to be your job to put together the whole centenary. I guess it's in New South Wales. He goes, okay, cool. Sounds like a great project. I said, yeah, we probably should. It's not like I had the right to tell him, but it was just the discussion we had because I was probably going to do it. And he said, oh, I'll take care. I'll look into it and do a bit of research. He did some research. And about an hour later, he rang me and said, I think I've got something I need to show you. I don't think the car centenary is in 2023. I think it's somewhere else, and we've missed the centenary about 20 years ago. I said, what? And this is what we found out.
Melbourne, the sporting capital of Australia, and the iconic MCG and Olympic Park precinct has hosted some of the nation's most memorable sporting moments since 1853, and later in the mid-1930s would become a centrepiece for speedway racing.
Olympic Park Speedway in Melbourne played a vital role in the history of speedway and specifically speed car racing. Also too the famous Tracy's Speedway at Maribyrnong, the Brooklyn Speedway in Melbourne. Melbourne plays a vital role in the history of Australian speedway.
And while it's well documented that two-wheeled speedway, as we know it today, was birthed in Maitland in New South Wales in 1923, recent discoveries have revealed that four-wheeled speedway has its roots in Melbourne, just down to the southeast in a suburb called Aspendale, as early as 1906.
Aspendale Speedway takes a very, very interesting place in the history of Australian speedway. Maybe some people are not too familiar with it and the role it played, but what we do know, it is there, it's proven, and it's documented in the records, and that's why it plays such a vital role.
John Crook has been uncovering Speedway's previously veiled history over the last decade after researching his family heritage and unearthing information about his great-grandfather, J.R. Crook, the founder of Aspendale Racecourse and soon after Aspendale Speedway, which was a purpose-built dirt track for car racing on the inside of the horse track, hosting its first event in 1906.
Aspendale started in 1890 as a horse racing track. It was a big one like Sandown. JR, that built the track, he was one of the first car owners, I think the third car in Australia probably, and he sort of said, geez, well, if there's another one of these, let's race them. You know, he did two races on horse racing tracks at Sandown and then Maribyrnong back in 1904. About 3 weeks apart, and he won both those races, so he's the winner of the first and second motor race in Australia. Then he thought, gee, I got a lot of empty land in the middle of my horse racing track, I built a car race track, and that's what he did. They held two race meetings, one early in January 06 and one in about December, I think, at the end of the year, and then they got caught up in the war, basically, after a few years, and it just wasn't used, and then they reset it again in 1924, it was all completely remade, and then the Depression started a year after, so they raced for 2 years and shut down again for another 4, and then fired up again and got 2 years in before the Second World War started. It was something like 1942 or something when the track shut down for good.
Despite over a century of development, the shape of Aspendale Speedway can still be partly seen, as Albany Crescent in Aspendale follows the original back straight into Turn 3.
This was the back straight of Aspendale Speedway, would you believe? The layout of Albany Crescent, as it is to this very day, is exactly the same line as to what was the back straightaway of Aspendale Speedway.
The discoveries have drawn the interest of some notable speedway identities who are very familiar with Melbourne's southeastern suburbs. The legendary Ray Nipper Lacey and his 1987 Australian Sprint Car champion son, Brett Lacey.
He couldn't believe it when I told him originally that this was where the first speedway started. He couldn't believe it. So to come down here today and to sit him in this 1916 Ford, he looks pretty much at home. I reckon he's having a good day.
This speedway is the heart of everything, you know. Looking down and then turning left at the end of this road, you'd get a bit of speed up. You would, yeah.
To think that this is actually the back straight of our first speedway and it's still here is amazing, yeah.
This is all different, it's a residential area now. But when we cast our minds back in history, this is a very, very significant area of Australian speedway history.
How good is that? So that is why It's the JR Crook Track of the Year, and the people who do all of our track inspections, or most of them at least, they're going to help us with the finalists for the Track of the Year. Please, once more, put your hands together for Michael Braggs and Elizabeth Weaver. Who's doing the talking here with the finalists, guys? You can share it, or you're going to go?
I'll go first. The 2025 JR Crook Speedway Track of the Year finalists are Perth Motorplex, Western Australia, Murray Bridge Speedway, South Australia, and Toowoomba Speedway, Queensland.
How goes the ooh?
And our 2025 JR Crook Speedway Track of the Year is Perth Motorplex.
Just when you thought the Perth Motorplex had reached its peak, the visionary management and team have lifted the bar once again in 2024-25 to be awarded Track of the Year for 3 consecutive years. Highlighted by the introduction of the High Limit International Sprint Car Series featuring global superstar Kyle Larson, the venue continued to build their annual events such as the Late Model Nationals, Mr. Sprint Car Nationals, and the massive USA vs WA Sprint Car Speed Week, along with the Cricky Boys Shootout, King of Wings, the John Day Classic, and the Australian Late Model Championship. The Motorplex has also introduced My Race Pass for fans while connecting with the younger generation through Coney, the radio-controlled safety cone that has become one of the best-selling merchandise items in the state. The collaboration with the Night Thunder free-to-air television broadcasts on the 7 network has also enjoyed increased viewership across Australia, re-establishing the Motorplex as a bucket list venue for racers, teams and fans alike.
Put your hands together for the Perth Motorplex. Righto, you got 1 minute.
You better play the music then.
What gets me about this is that everybody just take a step forward, please? Yeah, thank you very much. What gets me about this is that people could say, "Oh, what's the Motorplex? Of course, it's the best track in the year." But the reality is, you probably wouldn't have won this if you just kept doing what you were doing.
Absolutely. We've got a great team here. Mikey, he's my right-hand man. There's some cats out the front there before, and I fucking hate cats. But I get hay fever really bad and allergies from cats. But Mikey, he's just an absolute. We're blessed to have him. Emma's our ticketing manager. We haven't got as many people as Tolma, so it won't be that long. But Riley is our Speedway admin and does a great job. Veronica is our Speedway operations, and she's sort of taken over from my role as the Speedway manager, because apparently I should be the general manager that these people all talked me into doing. Chris does our marketing, and Paps is our production guy. So this team, they all paid for their own way over here this weekend, and did you see that cat? But they're amazing, amazing people, and absolutely privileged to have them as my teammates. But they brought their partners over as well, and we love what they do. And thank you to their partners for lending your partners to us for 9 months of the year of craziness. Amazing, and the stuff that we do we challenge ourselves every week. We talk about how we can make it better. We're in the people business. The fans are our customers, the racers are our customers, the sponsors are our customers, and it's not lost on us. And we're really we work hard to make that work. Our membership grew 60% this year. As an example, you talked about High Limit. Absolutely overwhelmingly proud of what we were able to achieve to make that happen. Started over with a beer with Brad Sweet in Perth the year before, and probably the single biggest gate in Australian Speedway history, and I won't deny that. But 91% of our ticket sales were purchased before the event started. So we're really, really proud of that, and for this team to be able to do that is just absolutely wonderful. And congratulations to the Hall of Fame people this weekend. It's not lost on me from my father being an inaugural Hall of Famer to see the history in this room.
Alan, Tommy, I got to race against Tommy and Howard. I did get to race against those guys as well. And I was only 3 when I raced those guys, but and to see Robbo, Hitman and Scarum Sid, I mean, it's so cool. It's to see that and absolutely passionate about this game and absolutely fucking love it.
There it is. Can I make an observation that it's stupid for me to ask another question? Anyway, can I make an observation? Would it be fair to say that COVID actually did you a favour?
Absolutely. COVID helped us. We had a lot of interstate or a lot of big teams with good money, good, well-resourced teams that travelled Australia. When COVID happened, they couldn't travel and they stayed home. And at the end of the season, they think this is actually not that bad. I mean, we personally, our track paid out over $720,000 in prize money this year for sprint cars alone. The Sprint Car Insurance Group, with their money, their finance, the end of season money and the stuff that we did collectively with Bunbury and Allenbrook was over $1 million in sprint car racing for Western Australia. We're the most remote capital city on the planet. So COVID helped us immensely, and all those teams stayed home, and they want to. Now we encourage them to travel, and certainly we loved being a part of the Napa 500, the Speedway in the city. It was just amazing, and we've moved our calendar to ensure that thing works from a WA point of view, and it's so important. We've stayed away from Tolma and Mount Gambier for next season because we feel like it's so important that those guys get the opportunity to do that, and High Limit will happen again. We're paying $110,000 to win this year, $15,000 to win the prelims, and we're absolutely privileged to get that opportunity to do that and to showcase our sport and what Dean Neal's done for our 7+ stuff. And in case you didn't realise, 7 on free-to-air television is just amazing. But I certainly want to pay respect to Clay View, what they do. We partner with them guys on everything other than our 7+ stuff, and it's really, really important because you guys provide a service to our sport, and that's not lost on us, and we need to make sure and encourage, we as a community, that we're all embracing that.
Well said, hey. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Perth Motorplex. Anybody else you want to thank?
Yep. Can I just say, look, I'm no longer on the board of Speedway Australia as of this, like a couple of weeks ago, but I encourage everyone to unite and to embrace Speedway Australia. It's a great concept. I've done it for over 20 years. I started when I was 13, and it's really important that we all unite. And the staff, what you guys have done is bloody unbelievable. This is the best staff, the Speedway Australia staff. What you guys have done is just absolutely amazing. And you're not only passionate about the sport, you're beautiful people, and that's more important than anything. And fuck, I love this sport.
The Perth Motorplex, the J.R. Crook Track of the Year, 3 times running. Righto, that's the end of our second section. We're going to be back very, very soon. Dessert's going to be served very shortly, and then we're going to be back with our final competitors of the year.
What a moment for Phil Locke. What a moment for Simpson. There is no better sight in world motorsport than the 4-wide salute to you, the fans, right here at Heytesbury Stockfeed Simpson Speedway. The 2025 Mainline Dynalog Dynamometers Australian 360 LS Sprint Car Championship is right here, right now. Hey Simpson, as they make their way down the main straightaway 4-wide, can I have some noise, please? Great job. Hey Simpson, stick your hands in the air and wave them around. And it's time to saddle up Simpson, because here we go. The Australian 360 LS Sprint Car Championship is underway. Presented by Mainline Dynalog Dynamometers. We are green. The first of 40 laps underway here at Heytesbury Stockfeed Simpson. Speed will go red.
Massive.
Daniel Storr in the 43. Whew. Buckingham as well
Buckingham
involved.
tied up, yeah.
We get back underway for the National 360 LS Sprint Car title, and Milburn puts it to McHugh down the back chute. Into 3 they run for the first time. Tate Frost solid in 3. They get a little rock and a roll as here comes Lockie. McHugh like a thunderbolt, got a beautiful launch
Dennis
off to number
Jones
4,
will
and we
bring the
go
yellows on.
yellow,
Yeah.
yellow, yellow.
Dennis Jones has just backed it up into the middle of turns 3 and 4.
Dang, you don't think that too was a bullet off turn number 4. Didn't take. Keep an eye on Veal, Hickman. There's a lot to play out yet. Restart of the main straightaway. We're back underway. Milburn will put their head down. You know, with a single file restart here at Simpson Speedway, it's a long conga line. He'll approach back markers very quickly as Jock is not mucking around. He's got a P2, goes by McHugh in the 2. Here comes Tate Frost, the 88 car into the top 3. They work the main straightaway. This time 3 down, 37 to run. Still Brett Milburn out in the bottom lane. He works out of turn 2 down the back chute. Clean air is your friend here at Simpson Speedway. Look at it lay on the right rear as he works through 3 and 4 that time. Goodyear is hauling him in. McHugh's coming back at 3rd place, Tate Frost. Young Tasmanian slips up track. That allows Lockie to go back by. The blue number 2 to the top 3. Bumps Tate Frost to 4.
Lockie McHugh not too far down the track either, so your top 3 are bunching up with this lap traffic. A fair way back down the track to Tate Frost. Jamie Veal back there with Rusty Hickman. Rusty Hickman, Jacob Smith and Ben Morris duking it out back there in the field as well. But up in front, your race leader, leading the way, is Brett Milburn. And he's just trying to pluck off these lapped cars. Just having a bit of trouble, and that's bunched these top 3 up, Gavin White.
Yeah, no doubt. Nose to tail, effectively. The 17 is the meat of the sandwich between 2nd and 3rd. Milburn and the iDigit. Millhouse Fabrications, Par Motorsports. Number 68 continues to lead. Inside of 30 to run. Jock Goodyear, the reigning champ, runs the 25 car deep into 3. They work the main straightaway. McHugh's in hot pursuit. Then the 17 in between 3rd place and 4th. Tate Frost starting to look upstairs. Then it's Veal. We continue to work traffic. They got it very wrong. Rejoins right ahead of your race leader. Boy, he just had to breathe the throttle ever so slightly. Here comes Jock. Here comes Lockie. Into that tight turn 3 and 4 one more time. Back to the main straightaway. We are officially halfway home. 20 to run.
Yeah, 20 laps to run, and we're leading. We've got that bunched top 2 or 3. Tate Frost not too far behind either.
New race leader.
Yeah, Jock's gone past. So Jock takes it up now. McHugh all over the tail now of Milburn as well. So Milburn got his hands full, trying to hold out McHugh. McHugh blasts by on the inside. So your new race leader, Jock Goodyear, McHugh out and trying to chase down Jock. Back to 3rd now, Milburn. Tate Frost is in 4th. Further back we go to Jamie Veal. He's got the lap car of Ross to contend with. Rusty Hickman blasting by, trying to get on to the tail tank. Unfortunate for Jake Smith, he's pulled out in the V72. Your race leader, Goodyear, leading the way nicely, but he's got McHugh for company, and he's got a stack of lap traffic up ahead. This lap traffic, McHugh goes by on the inside, down through turns 1 and 2, and so Jock back to 2nd. Lockie just has to be a bit more decisive through traffic. That's what's brought the leaders undone so far. Lockie McHugh comes up and he's trying to get by on Mitch Smith, the lapped car. Jock's coming up again on the tail tank. Down through turns 3 and 4 they go. Brett Milburn trying to buy back in. Veely has just started to wind into this nicely as well.
Jock trying to hang tough. He clears him as well. With 10 to run, boy, we are winding down. Huge thanks
to
no,
Jock's overcooked it.
Goodyear got sideways in turn number 2. We stay green momentarily as the 70 car is off the pace. We'll go yellow, yellow, yellow.
Wow. Unfortunately, yeah, it is unfortunate, but just overcooked it to Jock and made the contact with Matty Simmons, which brought the yellows on.
And also the shame in that is it doesn't help Matty Simmons, unfortunately.
No,
to
not
sit
at all.
this one out, we just sang the praises of the entire Simmons family and what they've contributed and continue to do so today. So the field rolls on by. Boy, it's a long way from the back. You feel for Jock.
Brett Milburn sits in second. Jamie Veal, Tate Frost, Rusty Hickman back there. Daniel Pesca, further back to Ben Morris. The NT20 of Will Carroll, rather, sits back behind Morris as well. Further back to Brendan Gurin, but Lockie McHugh starts to pull away from the field now, really starting to exert the dominance. And the V2 looking really strong out in front. Here comes Jamie Veal up on the inside, trying to have a shot at the V68 of Brett Milburn. He's really starting to turn the wick up now on the 35. Jamie Veal in third. They look pretty settled now as Lockie takes the white flag, and he's on his last circulation now in the V2. Just gets by on Dennis Jones. Had a little bit of a moment behind him, but the V2 of Lockie McHugh will be your new Australian 360 LS Sprint Car champion. He'll take it ahead of Brett Milburn, Jamie Veal, Tate Frost, Daniel Pesca, Rusty Hickman.
Come on, Charlie. He's just waiting for Charlie to come up and do a celebratory wing dance as the new 2025 Mainline Dynalog Dynamometers Australian 360 LS Sprint Car champion. And hey, Simpson, how about some noise for your Australian champion, Lockie McHugh? You don't think Charlie's pumped up? Heck yeah. Don't fall, Charlie, whatever you do.
Yeah, it was tough, let me tell you. I kind of expected the track to go back away after that rain, but yeah, it just sort of chopped up and got heavier as the race went on, and yeah, I had a bit of a handful. I was definitely a lot tight, but yeah, just happy to go back-to-back for Domain CNH trucking, and yeah, looks like I'm making a habit of taking Australia ones off Jock.
Yes, it is. I've got to be honest, that was more like an Archer field back in the day when you had the Family Run 23 car, and that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, definitely. Even, yeah, some Warrnambool tracks like get pretty choppy out like that sometimes, but no, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was the best they could do with obviously when it rains, so they did a good job pumping the meeting through and getting it done so everyone could see a good race, and yeah, congratulations to Brett and Jamie on podiums as well, and yeah, just a big thanks to everyone involved on this car at Domain, Juddy, Marcus, Charlie, my dad was down giving us a bit of a hand as well, so yeah, just pumped.
Were you at all patient? Could you actually roll the first 10 or 15? Did you have a plan like that at all?
I mean, I thought I was in big trouble when I went from like first to fifth in a matter of a couple of laps, but yeah, some fuel came off and managed to get rolling a bit better, and just waited. I knew it was going to come down to lap traffic, and just sort of waited and made the right moves in the lap traffic and managed to get back past Brett and Jock. So yeah, we'll take that one and try and go back-to-back next year up in Toowoomba.
Yes, welcome back to the MCG.
Dino. Well, it's been a long night, mate. Just got to watch those flash frames there, Paps.
Alrighty. Everybody's out the back there. We're going to make a little bit more room so I can see a lot of people out the back. So what we're going to do This is what I used to do. Here's a quick tip for anybody who's a commentator who does presentations and not enough people are there for presentations because they're putting their car away. What you do is the crowd that is there, you get them to applaud, and that makes everybody else go, oh, it started. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Nice. Well, I've had a couple of people, I just walked through the crowd then, and I've had a couple of people say, gosh, man, it's an emotional night, isn't it? And if nothing else, these awards always show us something of just how much this sport matters to people. Now, there was an award that we didn't give, but it was an international award that was given. And I'd like to welcome our good friend from My Race Pass to come up with something. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Josh Holtz from South Dakota. Oh, you could do better than that, Australia! My Race Pass, of course, bringing us the live stream. A big hello to everybody on the live stream. Turn to the camera up there, the Clay Per View camera, and give everyone a big wave. He's going to pull a wide shot, and we're going to go very, very, very good. Mate, thanks for coming up. This guy is officially part of the Australian Speedway family now, and we just love him. But, mate, obviously My Race Pass is totally on our radar now, and you're around for a while to actually meet people, yeah?
I am. This first trip, I'm here 2 different times this year. So I'm here now. I got to go home the 11th of July. I'll be home for 3 weeks. I got my company Christmas party the week after that. And then I come back here about the 4th or 5th of August. I'm here for a couple months.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you say, hang on, Christmas in July. Yeah, because he made a vow that he would never spend Christmas away from his family. So for his company, which is what, how many employees?
Just under 30.
Okay, so 30 people from across America all come to his place for Christmas in July, and that's how they have their Christmas party, which is really, really cool. Who are you wanting to meet while you're out here?
Everybody. I mean, when I was out here, I came out here last November, and I was here for almost a month, and I was at the ADL 500. Such a fantastic event that was. We don't have anything like that in the States. So that was my kind of my kickoff thing for the time coming out here. But I think I met with nearly 50 racetracks, and it was all really exciting, and just kind of learning a little bit about how Australian motorsport is. And there's little differences to the States, but really at the end of the day, the racing's all the same. And the people here are just amazing. You know, it's been so much fun meeting so many people here. I mean, I've been here for 3 days. I've met more people in the last 3 days I have, you know, for, I don't know how long, but it's fun being here. It's fun being a part of Australian Motorsport. It's fun being a part of this banquet. Your guys' celebration. All you guys are champions, the Hall of Fames. This is just really cool, and I'm excited to be a part of Australian Motorsport moving forward.
Absolutely. Registered here in Australia now, official Australian company, so that is cool. Now, you've got in your hot little hands there an award that you've bought from the States that was given to somebody. Explain.
So I've been a part of this, it's called the RPM Promoters Workshop. We meet together twice a year. Reno in like end of November, and then Daytona in February during Speed Weeks, during the week of the 500. And a good friend of mine, Joe Scott Nicky, bought the show 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it's a place where it's a 2-day event, and promoters from all over the country come to these events. Reno, you might have 60, 70 racetracks that show up. Daytona's a bigger one because everybody wants to be in Florida in February because that's our winter. And but there might be 150 organizations that are represented at that place. And for nearly 30 years, I don't know the exact number, 28, 29, nearly 30, they started doing this Auto Racing Promoter of the Year award. Well, they have different regions, right, throughout the states. There were 6 different regions throughout the United States and Canada. And you could win the regional Promoter of the Year award, and then you could win the overall Promoter of the Year award. Well, this past year, I was talking to Joe, and obviously we're getting more involved with Australia, and it would be kind of fun to bring a Region 7 to the Auto Racing Promoter of the Year award, the RP award. And this last year, in 2024, there was a first year for Region 7, and that's the international region. And this past year's Region 7 Promoter of the Year award goes to Gavin Migro and Perth Motorplex.
How good is that? Come on up, mate. Bought in especially all the way from the United States of America. This is very, very cool. Yeah.
What's really cool about this event, Gavin, or this award, Gavin, is it's voted on by the peers, so fellow promoters across all the United States. votes on this. And Region 7 was the new one, and you got voted on by all the track promoters across the United States. That's really cool. Congratulations.
Very cool. Thank you.
You're going to tear up again?
I'll try not to. I now know what Region 7 means. International Promoter of the Year is not lost on me to have that. I mean, my father got he got acknowledged by the then the American, like when Knoxville were doing it as well each year. So that's pretty cool from our family point of view. But like to see high limit sharing that we'd won that too meant so much to us. And we want to, like I said before, we want to continue to grow it. Want to continue to embrace this great sport that we have. Continue to embrace my team and continue to grow our sport. And if we can bring the sport kicking and screaming into this millennium, we're a part of it. And we're on Team Moros Pass as well. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And thank you. Really appreciate it.
There it is, International Promoter of the Year. Well done, mate. Put your hands together also. Josh Holt, grab his phone number. Have a chat. If you're a track promoter, whatever you are, whatever organisation, club, he can help you. They've got a resource for you, regardless. Now, are you thinking, I don't run a track, I don't do anything in Speedway, I'm just here? Well, you can actually win something tonight because our good friends at Gallagher have given us a $500 door prize. And it has just been sent through by Mitch, who has spun the electronic wheel of every name that's here, minus the staff. And the winner of the Red Balloon $500 voucher door prize, thanks to Gallagher, is Crystal Hayden. Where's Crystal? You don't have to make a speech, Crystal. I can come and see you later if you like. It's totally fine. Where's Crystal? Great, excellent. I'll come and see you soon. There it is. Congratulations, Crystal Hayden. $500 thanks to Gallagher. A big round of applause for Gallagher, who have been so good to us and looked after us really, really well. Okay, people have been talking about emotion. This is the one that's going to strike. Last year, the staff started an idea at the awards that it's time for us to not just honour those who are with us, but also honour the ones that we've lost in the previous season. We thought when we first started this project, we would just go, the 9 staff or 8 staff would go through their social medias and we would cover pretty much the whole Speedway community with our social media in our own personal pages, and we would see whoever may have been passed away. And we were really, really surprised because last year we ended up finding 56 names of people who had left us and is no longer on earth to be a part of our sport. So we thought we're going to do it again. We got so many emails and so many people say, thank you so much for honouring my dad. Thank you for honouring my auntie, whatever. And so we decided we were going to do it again. Just being realistic, for some reason, we've lost way more in this final season, this in 2024-25. It's going to make the song go a long time. The faces aren't going to be on the screen for as long as we'd like them to be able to take the time. But this is a collection of everybody that we know of that unfortunately we have sadly lost in 2024-25.
There's an old guy leaning on the fence just watching. He's staring through the catch fence mesh, can see some things the others can't. The younger racers pay him no attention. If only they could understand, nowhere to race without this man. There's a young girl waving flags upon the start line. Weekdays she works to earn her pay. Weekends this is her happy place. Grew up here and the people are her family. There's no place that she'd rather stay. Wild horses couldn't drag her away. Season will feel so different now they're gone. Every time the lights go green, we'll all be remembering your faces at the races. And every time the checkers fly, the memories go flashing by, all the traces of you at the races. Lights go green, we'll all be remembering your faces at the races. And every time the checkers fly, the memories go flashing by, all the traces of you at the races. And every time the lights go green, we'll all be remembering faces at the races. And every time the checkers fly, the memories go flashing by, all the traces of you at the races. And every time the lights go green, we'll all be remembering your faces at the races. Checkers fly, memories go flashing by, all the traces of you at the races. Every time the lights go green, we'll all be remembering your faces at the races. And every time the checkers fly, memories go flashing by, all the traces. Remembering your faces at the races. And every time the checkers fly, memories go flashing by, all the traces of you at the races. Every time the lights go green, we'll all be remembering your faces. Every time the lights go green, we'll all be remembering your faces at the races.
So, let's move on to, it's hard to move on from that, isn't it? It is hard. It's just difficult, because that, to me, that's 100 families that our sport they've been in pain this year. And that's just as much a part of our journey as anything. And thank you for being such a great community. There's no sport where you see somebody gets announced that they've passed away and the Facebook threads just overflow with honouring, and that's what this sport needs going forward. Thank you. Please put your hands together one more time for the people we've lost. Okay, we're going to have to get into this. We're going to do this. We've got a lot to get through. We're going to welcome up here my good mate Nev Ross once again to help me with the Junior Competitor of the Year. Put your hands together. Nev, for Nev. Good on you, mates. You got the big trophy. We're quickly going to get into the Junior Competitor of the Year. It's been amazing this season. We covered it before with Mitch, but the level of competition's going through the roof.
Yeah, the competition's fantastic, and Mitch, thanks for stealing the limelight, buddy. You did a good job. But no, look, travelling the country with Mitch this year and the effort we were able to put into the juniors this year, we made a major commitment last year to do that, and we're spoilt for being able to travel the country and work with the greatest talent that's coming through this sport. And I said it last year, and it has to be said again, this sport's in really, really good hands with these kids. They're phenomenal, and the professionalism has just gone to the next level. And just while I've got the microphone, Benny, you've thanked everybody tonight, but from everybody in the room, I'd like you to put your hands together for Benny Bishop and everything he does. All right, righto.
Give you the right one at least. You're on.
We'll do it live. All right. Junior Competitor of the Year, the finalists are Cody Malley, SKAA Karts and Junior Formula 500s from Victoria. Harrison Perez, SSA Junior Sedans, Western Australia. And Rusty Ponting, Junior Formula 500s in Victoria.
And your winner is?
Harrison Perez.
Yeah!
Harrison Barris claimed the SSA Junior Sedan national title at Kingaroy Speedway in January, some 4,000 kilometres from his home in Tenderden, Western Australia. However, the family's resolve was tested early on their East Coast tour, with their tow vehicle sustaining a blown engine, forcing the purchase of a new car to continue the journey. Harrison then had to retire from the New South Wales title while running fifth with a mechanical issue. However, his fortunes were turned around the following week with a runner-up at the Victorian title at Wangaratta before heading home to West Australia to make the podium again at the West Australian title at Collie later in the season. Harrison also claimed the SSA Junior Sedan Southeast Open Championship at Esperance and continued to stand on one of the top 3 spots at the majority of events entered throughout Western Australia. Away from the clay, Harrison also juggled speedway competition with the Hyundai XL Cup racing, where he almost clinched the Rookie of the Year title and is the first athlete from the motorsport discipline to be selected for a Great Southern Academy of Sport scholarship to support him in health, fitness and nutrition.
Put your hands together for Harrison Barris! Congratulations, bud. That's cool, hey?
Yeah, I still can't believe it. I won a national title and now I'm here in Bris Vegas celebrating it. Yeah, it's unreal.
You're exactly what we needed right now, am I right? Mate, we're so proud of you and your family and the passion. What happened? How did you blow a car up?
Well, I don't think Mussos are meant for towing a 3-ton trailer out in the middle of 40-degree heat, but yeah, we were just pulling up for a fuel stop for our last run to Kingaroy, and then Dad comes back and says the whole back of the utes all black with oil, so we got to get a tow truck, and out in the middle of nowhere with no service, that was a bit of a mission in itself.
It would be, but you'd be used to that. You live in the middle of nowhere anyway, so you know all about that. You folks, mate, what an amazing commitment to your sport.
Yeah, like travelling across the country and just spending that much money on me. They probably would rather save that up and go for a holiday somewhere nice and warm, but unfortunately they're spending it on something that I love, and yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it without them. It's just how I get around, but I've got my L's now, so maybe Dad can go on the passenger and fall asleep, and I can drive and hopefully get to the track in one piece.
Yeah, and hopefully not blow the car up too. Hey, where to from here, from your junior career?
I mean, that new Mustang Cup come up for the circuit, and that's looking pretty good for next year. But in Speedway, maybe I can give Dad a couple more beers, and Joel's got that modified for sale. I'd love to go give the Kings Royal a run. Or if someone's got a sprint car, chuck me in it for high limit. I'll give Cole Larson a run for his money.
Oh, I knew he was going to be good. You've got some people to thank.
Yeah, the Great Sons Sporting Academy. Like, I don't really go to the gym that much because I've been busy travelling around, but I might have to get back in shape if I want to start wheeling a sprint car or modified around. Lee from Maryborough Towing, without him, the Mirage would have been hooked up and we would have been coming to Kingaroy in it, and without him, we wouldn't have made it. Boyd Earth Moving, they're not in the car, but they're still
He supports me everywhere. I write signs, making the car come $1 million. Paul Bowman for giving us an absolute weapon of a motor and helping me and Dad get through it. I mean, obviously, Mum and Dad, without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I love. There's so many more people, like Speedway, Kingaroy. They were massive help. They gave us a car to run around in while we were still trying to figure out what we were doing. Without them, they were just massive help for us. There's so many more people, but yeah, Kingaroy's the main one. The whole committee and everyone. So opening felt like a club I could be with. Albany Speedway, I don't race there much because track's pretty average, but that's sort of where I found where to learn, and yeah, it's just, I can't believe it.
It's brilliant. Harrison Barris, your Junior Competitor of the Year. All righty. We love you, Albany. We love you, Albany. We actually do. All right, let's bring Michael Braggs back up. And he was actually on his way to go to the Speedway Kart National title, but that one got severely rained out. So we're going to get straight into the Karting Competitor of the Year. Everybody just keep your eyes again on Lee Hanachek, because whoever wins this, he's going to be taking names to try and poach them to go into circuit karting. I know it. All right, you got some finalists for us, mate?
We do. That was a hard act to follow, that one. The 2025 Karting Competitor of the Year finalists are Kai Malley, Victoria, Ashley Moller, Queensland, and Cody Malley, Victoria. And the winner is, for 2025 Karting Competitor of the Year, Cody Malley.
Woo!
Cody Malley is the reigning Australian champion in both junior and junior standard kart classes, and heading into the most recent national titles, Cody was the odds-on favourite to retain both titles before the event was unfortunately rained out. His dominance throughout the season, however, left no doubt that he remained the benchmark in both categories. In his home state, Cody is the current club champion for both juniors and junior standards at Yarra Valley Speedway Karts and Avalon Speedway Karts. Cody's achievements also extend across state lines. As the current Victorian and New South Wales champion in junior standard, Victorian champion for juniors, and he continues to hold the Queensland titles in both junior and junior standard classes. His leadership and sportsmanship within the clubs make him a role model for upcoming drivers and a valuable ambassador for the sport. But it's his passion, work ethic and unwavering determination that truly set him apart.
Cody Malley! You beat the brother. Finally. Mate, that's pretty cool. Come take a step forward here. This whole karting thing, right? So you've mastered that, but you're in a couple of different race cars now.
Yeah, we've made the move to a Junior 500 while still supporting the karts. We love what they are, and it just keeps my racecraft up. But it was great. We got some success in the 500. Obviously, that was from the karting. It built my driving up from since I was younger. I think it's such a great class to get into. When you first start off, any type of kart is great. And yeah, thanks to Speedway Karts, it's led me into Speedway Queens and everything else.
It's been amazing, actually. You know, I've been making a couple of jokes about my mate Lee Hanachek from Karting Australia over there, but it actually makes me think we should scrap this idea of not poaching you. What if we actually did start doing a little bit of a trade deal between Speedway Australia and Karting Australia and started taking the top 5 and putting both of them on? Could that work?
Maybe, we'll see. I was speaking to one of my mates from school. He does asphalt karting, and he wants to have a shot at my stuff, and I want to have a shot at his stuff.
Oh, okay, who thinks that's a good idea? I reckon we should follow that up. All right, mate, you've got some people to thank, and I know your family's so special.
I'd just like to thank Mum, Dad, Kai, Gary, everyone that helped us along the way. I was never really good when I first started. I think I started about 9. I was cutting across the track, had no clue what I was doing, but really thanks to Dad and Kai, they kind of just led me into success. Kai having big success before me. Big thanks to Kai, really. It all started in Tamworth. New South Wales title. I was always fourth. I was always missing the podium. I was like, what am I supposed to do? And Kai just gave me the few wise words, just if there's a car in front of you, you have to drive harder. And so basic, but it helped me so much within the 500 and the Speedway kart.
So good, mate, so good. Ladies and gentlemen, your Speedway karting competitor of the year. Put your hands together for Cody Malley. Good job. How good's these young guys coming through? All right, we're going to bring up SJ to help us present the Modified Competitor of the Year. And this, of course, covers all the different modified divisions, not modified sedans. It covers dirt modifieds, mod lights, legend cars. What am I forgetting? There's another one as well. What did I say? Somebody's not helping me here. But anyway, there's those. There's 4 all up. But anyway, come on forward, mate, and tell us who our finalists are for Modified Competitor of the Year.
Okay, so the finalists for the 2025 Modified Competitor of the Year are Kevin Britton, V8 Dirt Modifieds Queensland, David Clark, V8 Dirt Modifieds Queensland, and Rob Rawlings, Legend Cars New South Wales. And the winner for this year's Modified Competitor of the Year is Kevin Britton.
Woo!
Kevin Britton's on-track dominance in V8 Dirt Modifieds has been indisputable this season, but his commitment, endurance and influence extend far beyond victory lane, making 2025 one of the most remarkable seasons yet. In 2024-25, KB captured the Australian title for the 6th time, won the V8 Dirt Modified 5-Star Series for the 5th time, and reclaimed his 7th Queensland title. Kevin's extensive travel schedule reached as far south as Warrnambool for the Australian title and as far north as Rockhampton, his first return in 8 years. His dedication to V8 Dirt Modified racing is evident in every aspect of his career, from his relentless pursuit of success on the track to his efforts in growing and advancing the sport offered. Kevin's commitment extends beyond personal victories. He's an advocate for the sport, continuously working to enhance competition, accessibility and professionalism within the V8 Dirt Modified class. After winning in 2016, 2018 and 2020, Kevin is the first racer to win 4 Competitor of the Year awards in any category.
Put your hands together, Kevin Britton! Jeez. Mate, this is impressive. And I've got to tell you, this is one of the guys that I actually had the privilege of making the phone call to. And this is a guy who's won so much stuff. I was actually really taken back by how grateful you were for this award. Why does it mean so much?
It's just, honestly, to be voted as Competitor of the Year award is just absolutely amazing. Like, you can't put in the words, and the effort we've put in, especially over the last 5 years. Like, when COVID hit was kind of the end of the Aussie title reign that I had, and kind of down the dumps there for a long time, and just kept working, and eventually we were able to get back to our winning ways and be able to have some more fun.
You do, and I could see that you're enjoying it as well. My little brain fade before, of course, I was forgetting about AMCA Nationals, which are coming into new management and everything. You've had a couple of steers in AMCA Nationals, not last season, but the season before. That's a cool starter category too.
Yeah, definitely. I love the AMCA Nationals. My brother started racing in them when he was younger, and yeah, I sort of missed that step when we went straight from juniors to a V8 Modified, but yeah, it was great to be able to go run an AMCA, and big thanks to Kevin Stowe for all the help he's given me and letting me drive his car, and all the help he gives me with my racing now, provides us a truck to travel around Australia in, and yeah, it was really good fun.
Dirt Modifieds have been in the headlines today. We've 2 Hall of Famers. We've got Tim Morse here as well to be here to see you get this. It's such a cool class.
It is. Honestly, like, I've driven sprint cars, I've driven late models, AMCAs, a couple super sedans, and just the way the attitude of the modifieds is just absolutely amazing to drive. And like, they're a real driver's car. Like, you got to get up on the wheel, and the thing's got a lot of attitude, left front foot 2 feet in the air, and you're just hanging on and having fun.
Really good, mate. So good to see you win this again. Some people to thank.
Yeah, big thanks to the family, my girlfriend Hayley and my 2 boys at home, my mum for everything she's always done for me, Potty and Luke, my crew team. Like, a lot of the times just Potty and I cruising down the highway together to go racing down in Victoria or somewhere. So it's just big thanks to everyone, all the sponsors that help out. We got a massive team behind us, and we got a few great sponsors coming on for next year. So it should be a really good year.
Here he is, Modified Champion. He is the Competitor of the Year, Kevin Britton. Excellent. Alrighty, we're now moving into Open Wheel Competitor of the Year. So we're going to ask the magnificent Elizabeth Weaver to come and present this one and tell us who the finalists are. One more time for Liz Weaver, please. Giving you the wrong one. Oh, we're going well. This one.
Fantastic. All right, so your 2025 Open Wheel Competitor of the Year nominees or finalists are James McFadden from Sprint Cars in Victoria, Jock Goodger, Sprint Cars Tasmania, and Tyson Martin, Wingless Sprints South Australia.
And your winner is...
James McFadden.
Woo!
Returning to Australia in dominant form for the 2024-25 season, James McFadden made history by being the first driver to win both the Grand Annual Sprint Car Classic.
The PCB Hot Wheel number 23 of James McFadden is now a three-time Classic champion.
And the Australian 410 Sprint Car Championship in the same season since Gary Rush in 1990. J-Mac also claimed the King's Challenge for a fourth time and sealed the West Australian title for the second time in front of his crew chief and new team's home crowd. Away from the track, James has become a mentor to many racers, volunteering for junior development events and helping new people to the sport with car setup and safety. And at just 36 years of age, has become a trusted advisor to other competitors while still making time to prioritise media engagements to promote the sport. Since first winning this award in 2017, James has become an established name in international sprint car racing, and immediately on his return to living in Australia, has regained the crown as Australian Speedway's Open Wheel Competitor of the Year.
Put your hands together for James McFadden, the award to be received by fellow Territorian and Sprint Cars Australia President Jason McIver. This is fantastic. You're the right person to accept this on his behalf. He's only just got back from the States. What did he get? 4 wins in the NARC, the NARC series. It's out of 5. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. It's a tremendous return to form for James. As you know, he came home after a really long stint doing the outlaw stuff, and he's just came back with force with that with the Brady team from WA. It's been fantastic.
It really has been amazing, and he's made us proud. Of course, he's done a really good thing. One of the other things, Jace, that he did, that we noticed in quite a few of those videos, is he has made the shoey quite famous. And we're expecting...
Not a chance, Sam.
Here he is. Who wants to shoe off? It's Territory. Shoey. Mate, you are on national television right now.
Oh, yeah, fat chance, guys, yeah.
Oh, what? Shoe off, come on.
No, it's not.
Come on, the shoe has got to come off, right? Unbelievable. McFadden to be home watching is waiting for you to do it, but you didn't.
Yeah, well, I am the J-Mac Timu, so I'm not as good as the original.
How about we do this then? Right, okay. And you go, oh no! It's not sealed. It's there it is. It's the whole one. Anything else that you'd like to pass on behalf of your fellow Northern Territory? Oh, sorry, James. Or more, sorry, Zoe. But anyway, there it is. Anything else to say?
No, I'd imagine James would want to thank the Brady family and Brady for the team and Buzzy and everyone he crews for, and obviously his family. You know, he's finally home, which is great for us. And I'm going to get over because this is really awkward. So,
put your hands together for the other J-Mac, Jason McIver. The Timu J-Mac. Love it. All right, 2 more awards. We're going to move on to Sedan Competitor of the Year. Sedans make up more than half of all of our annual racing licensees, and so it is the biggest part of the category, and that's why we leave it till last, and then we move into overall Sports Person of the Year. So Sedan Competitor of the Year, Mitch, please tell us the finalists.
The finalists for the 2025 Sedan Competitor of the Year are Nathan McDonald, Speedway Sedans Australia, Modified Sedans and Production Sedans from Queensland. Joel Berkeley, SSA Super Sedans, Modified Sedans and Production Sedans from Queensland. And Jamie Oldfield, SSA Street Stocks, Modified Sedans and Late Models from WA.
And your winner is...
Your 2025 Sedan Competitor of the Year is Joel Berkeley, Queensland.
2023 Sedan Competitor of the Year, Joel Berkeley, has reclaimed the award in 2025 after a stellar season of over 50 nights of racing across 3 different SSA divisions. Highlighted by claiming the Australian title at Murray Bridge, Joel's Super Sedan season stats also included winning the McCosker Series round at Gladstone in only his second show in a Super Sedan, along with the Queensland title and the prelim feature of the Sue Hawkins Memorial.
I need to get off the track because I'm in the Proddy race.
While also making the podium at the GP53 at Toowoomba and the SA title and Gowland 42 at Murray Bridge. That alone would be an impressive season for even the most decorated of racers in the nation. However, Joel's production sedan season results also included 3 major wins at Kingaroy, Toowoomba and Rockhampton, and running 5th in the Australian title at Toowoomba, while also journeying as far north as Cairns in modified sedans, nailing a win in Rockhampton, along with runner-ups in Kingaroy and Warrnambool, making him one of the most travelled and successful sedan drivers in the country.
Put your hands together for Joel Berkeley! Geez, you're a talented fella.
Oh, yes, you could say that. But yeah, I've just had a ripper year, I guess. It's been cool.
You've got some really, really good people. I mean, you work hard and all of those different things, but you've got some good people. And I know one of those relationships is now coming to a little bit of a closure. That's been a great journey.
Yeah, massive thanks to, obviously, with our production stand program. We've had Nashi on board for the past 3 years, and it's come to a closure, but nothing bad. He's just gone a different direction in the world. And yeah, obviously, with the Super Stand program that Bob and Brady have put us in, it's sort of made that program a bit of a back burner, but yeah, it's been an unreal year. It's been big. I thought last year we did a lot of racing, and I think we topped it this year.
Absolutely. Did you measure how many Ks you drove?
I'd hate to know. Obviously, we only raced we went from Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, and South Australia, but it was just a big, big year. And obviously, at the start of the year, I just expected to be doing local racing in Queensland with the production and modified sedan. Then Bob was gracious enough to give me a phone call to run his Super Sedan at Gladstone one night, and it turned into what it has, and I'm just so grateful that he gave me the opportunity to jump in his car.
It really has been amazing, and I know it's really got him up in the seat as well. We've got to ask the question, like, how different is it? Surely you don't just put the foot down and give it some. Every one of those different divisions must have a different way of doing the job.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of a difference. I don't know. I just somehow jump in and be able to do it, but it took a bit to adapt to the Super Sedan. They're a really big size car, obviously being bigger than the normal Proddy or modified sedan, and the Super's just so big, and you just got to watch your guests to the nose. And I still run over people these days, but you get over it, and it is what it is, and you just got to keep on learning. And I'm excited to see what next season brings.
Yeah, we are absolutely too. Some people to thank.
Yeah, massive thanks to Bob and Brady for the opportunity with the Super Sedan, for doing what they've done. Nashi with the modified and production for all the stuff he's done over the years, and the Mum and Dad for all they've done, and Tim that's chipped in throughout all the years, or this year, and all the other times. And yeah, massive thanks to all the sponsors and Speedway Australia for doing what they do. And yeah, let's roll on.
There it is. Let's roll on for the next season. Put your hands together. Joel Berkeley, your Sedan Competitor of the Year. We're going to ask the staff to come up and present the final award, which is the overall Sportsperson of the Year. While they're coming up, we want to say a massive thank you to our good friends at Easy Print for giving us those beautiful programs that you see there, and you can take them home and keep as a memento. And also to our great friends at Clay Per View for giving us the live stream tonight. Thank you, guys. The vast majority of the vision that you see on these videos, the vast majority of the vision actually comes from stealing it off Clay Per View, and so we're just so thankful for what you guys have done for the sport. I heard someone going psst like that. If I missed something, or we're all good? Okay, come on up and join us. The final of the award of the year, but can you please do me a favour and thank my amazing colleagues from all over Australia, the Speedway Australia staff. We want to say thank you for everyone who's supported us over this year. It's been a tough one in so many respects, but it's been a great one. License numbers are up. We haven't done the final measurement, but I know that when we did the report at the beginning of the year, we were looking, I think it was a 24% increase in mechanics licenses. There was about 1 or 2% increase in competitor licenses, but then officials were like 17 or 18% increase. And that is way better than pre-COVID numbers, which we thought were amazing. And so it's not just the sport has bounced back, the sport is absolutely thriving with people in it, and we thank you for being a part of that. Please, one more time, the Speedway Australia staff. We're about to reveal, this is the one that nobody knows about except us staff, and this has been voted by a panel that's not staff, voted by an expert panel from all over Australia based on what they've achieved in the 2024-25 season. You might have to take a step aside there, guys, because we're going to have to get ready for a video. I'll do this one myself, I guess. Is that what we're doing? Yeah. All right, the finalists for the overall Sports Person of the Year. This is our Brownlow for Best and Fairest. Your nominations are Jock Goodyer, Tasmania, Joel Berkeley, Queensland, and James McFadden, Victoria. All three racers who've achieved a heck of a lot in this last season. And the winner is Joel Berkeley.
After a stunning season across 3 divisions, Joel Berkeley becomes the 3rd sedan competitor since the inception of the Australian Speedway Awards in 2016 to claim overall Sportsperson of the Year, joining Callum Harper in 2017 and Jamie Oldfield in 2021. A national and state title in super sedans, along with a host of blue ribbon event wins, in addition to multiple victories and podiums in production and modified sedans, established him convincingly as the Sedan Competitor of the Year. However, it was Joel's overall presence in the sport that clinched the overall Sportsperson award. Despite racing over 50 nights this season, the Maryborough-based 25-year-old still maintains his own business, Down Under Graphics, that plays a major role in supporting racers with outstanding vehicle wrap design and application, while also sponsoring clubs and venues with signage and trophy design that have set a new standard in award presentation. In an aggressive sport built on fierce rivalry, somehow Joel still maintains the respect of his peers and fans, cementing him as our sport's best and fairest for 2024-25 and Australian Speedway's overall Sportsperson of the Year.
Put your hands together for Joel Berkeley! So are you going to do a shoey then?
No, I'm
Go forward, mate, go forward.
To be honest, when you look at the names on that list, that's just even cool to be associated with them. But yeah, you've got me, Benny.
It's okay, mate. It's well deserved. I mean, it really is amazing what you've done. But again, pointing out that that name there doesn't have the divisions you raced in. Yeah. That name is there because of what you contribute to the overall sport and the way that you are respected. To achieve what you achieve, to win what you win, and to lose what you lose, and still be one of the most loved characters in Australian Speedway, and particularly sedans, is an absolute testament to your character, and we are absolutely so proud of you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's just one of these things over the past, I don't know, five years I've learned in racing. You got to appreciate the wins where you get them because they're few and far between, and you got to be a good loser still. So it's teach me a lot, and obviously every day I live and breathe the sport, wrapping cars, doing whatever it is or something. So it's cool to join such a honoured list of the names that have been on this, and yeah, I don't even know.
Mate, you have obviously thanked some people already. Great tie, by the way. You've obviously thanked some people already. It's okay if you want to do it all again.
Yeah, just massive, obviously, thanks to Mum and Dad for all they've done for over the years. We've been doing it 15, 16 years now, and in juniors I was busted ass, but I guess when we got in a senior division, we actually went half all right. So we've had a ripper time doing what we do, and yeah, it's just cool to be able to do what I've done and be supported by great people in my corner, and I'm just really excited to see what we can do in the coming future.
We are absolutely too. Ladies and gentlemen, your overall sports person of the year for 2025, Joel Berkeley. So we've made it for 2025. It's the final weekend of the financial year, and we'd like to keep it like that if we can. It seems like the right time of year to do it. So please, whatever the Saturday is, the last Saturday of 2025, or the 2024-25, or no, hang on, 25-26 financial year. Is that right? Yeah, that. No, whatever it is, anyway, that one. In about a year's time from now, we'd love you to be a part of it. We don't know where it's going to be. We've got a lot of work to do to find out. This is a pretty cool venue. But on behalf of everybody, the Speedway Australia board, the Speedway Australia staff, and everybody here at this amazing venue, we look forward to seeing you in 2026. Thank you so much. Good night. Hang out for a while, and we'll see you out in the foyer.
Ready for a new kind of race night? The My Race Pass app is now available for Australia venues and events to bring you the ultimate way to follow the action each race night. Event nominations, official grids, live timing, official results, fantasy racing, live announcer audio, and more in the palm of your hand each race night. Promoters, contact My Race Pass today to see how you can bring the #1 motorsports app to your speedway this season. My Race Pass, the ultimate racing resource.